Welcome, Grizzly fans, to our Senior Parents Night. The Wadsworth Board of Education, administration, staff, and student body would like to take a moment to recognize our seniors and their parents. We appreciate your years of dedication and sacrifice to the Wadsworth Grizzlies football team, our school, and athletic programs. The flowers tonight were provided by the Wadsworth All Sports Boosters. Thank you, Boosters, for your continued support of our athletes. And now, the introduction of our cheerleaders. Gabby Dreyer, escorted by her parents, Sue and Ed Dreyer. Gabby plans to attend college and pursue a career in animal care. Claire Ferguson, escorted by her parents, Todd and Kylene Ferguson. Claire plans to attend college at Ohio State and wants to continue into law school. Abby Hansey, escorted by her parents, Rob and Kara Hansey. Abby plans to attend college at Walsh University to study biology and pursue a career as a physical therapist. Cecilia Harrington, escorted by her parents, Christine and Edward Harrington. Cecilia plans to attend college for veterinary medicine and cheerleading. Emma Lynn, escorted by her parents, Rob and Beth Lynn. Emma plans to attend college and major in international business with a minor in French. Chloe Piekarski, escorted by her parents, Colleen and Nick Piekarski. Chloe plans to attend college to major in biology and wants to continue into medical school. Gianna Richards, escorted by her parents, Mike and Sarah Richards. Gianna plans to attend Kent State University to major in early childhood education. Gianna Turano, escorted by her parents, Lillian and Aaron Turano. Gianna plans to obtain a cosmetology license and attend college to study childhood development in hopes of working with kids. Mia Vignali, escorted by her parents, Chris and Jamie Vignali. Mia plans to attend college to further her education and study oncology. Now for the introduction of our football players. Number 1, Sean Kincaid, escorted by his parents, Aaron and Ashley Kincaid. Sean is a 3-year letter winner and plans to go to college to study business management. Number 3, Troy Myers, escorted by his mother, Tricia Myers. Troy is a 2-year letter winner and plans to play college football. Number 5, Zach Wise, escorted by his parents, Greg and Stephanie Wise. Zach is a 3-year letter winner and plans to enter the trades after high school. Number 8, Joseph Davis, escorted by his mother, Andrea Basile. Joseph is a 1st-year letter winner and plans to attend college to major in business, marketing, and play football. Number 11, Jackson Urksa, escorted by his parents, Jason and Michelle Urksa. Jackson is a 3-year letter winner. After high school, he plans to attend a college to further his education. Number 18, Adam Heckel, escorted by his parents, Kevin and Angela Heckel. Adam is a 2-year letter winner and plans to study chemical engineering to become a pharmaceutical engineer. Number 42, Jack Dinwiddie, escorted by his parents, Ken and Daniela Dinwiddie. Jack is a 4-year letter winner and will wrestle and study engineering at Wheeling University. Number 54, Brady O'Connor, escorted by his parents, Marty and Jesse O'Connor. Brady is a 3-year letter winner and plans to work after high school in one of the building trades. Number 55, Bryce Polzak, escorted by his parents, John and Adrian Polzak. Bryce is a 2-year letter winner and is undecided in his plans for after high school, but is exploring options in the trades. Number 66, Eli Kaufman, escorted by his parents, Larry and Jolynn Kaufman. Eli is a 2-year letter winner and plans to play football at Marshall University and get a business degree. Number 88, Reese Simmons, escorted by his parents, Jason and Mandy Simmons. Reese is a 2-year letter winner and is undecided in his plans for after high school, but has interest in the military or building trades and help with the family business. Number 90, Cooper Creswati, escorted by his parents, Tim and Nicole Creswati. Cooper is a 2-year letter winner. After high school, Cooper plans to attend college and major in pre-law and political science. Congratulations and good luck to all of our seniors. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we honor our senior band members who have shown tremendous leadership, dedication, and commitment to the Wadsworth High School Marching Grizzlies. First band member is Ian Bacon, escorted by parents Matt and Amanda Bacon, who plans to pursue a career in dentistry or the trades. Owen Kavicki, escorted by parents Kevin and Kristen Kavicki, plans to continue in the culinary arts program to one day become a chef as well as join the Wadsworth Community Band. Tommy Forer, escorted by mother Julie Sinkovitz and stepfather Jason Sinkovitz, plans to attend college for theater design and technology, concentrating in lighting design. Chris Fox, escorted by parents Jim and Laura Fox, plans to major in marketing. Natalie Hauser, escorted by parents Todd and Darcy Hauser, plans to enlist in the United States Marine Corps. Maggie Catafias, escorted by parents Thomas and Heather Catafias, plans to major in the arts to become a freelance photographer or tattoo artist. Calvin Kopstein, escorted by parents Wendy and Dave Kopstein, plans to attend the University of Akron and major in computer science, specializing in coding. Ava Leggett, escorted by Dad Jeremy Leggett and Mom and Stepdad Stephanie and Zachary Graham, plans to attend the University of Akron and major in media studies. Nicholas Long, escorted by parents Steve and Laura Long, plans to attend the Ohio State University and major in mechanical engineering. Gavin Parks, escorted by parents Dan and Kara Parks, plans to major in secondary education, specifically to teach English and minor in theater. Matthew Reed, escorted by parents Peter and Sandy Reed, plans to major in cyber security. Kristen Reese, escorted by parents Michael and Michelle Reese, plans to attend college. Jake Roebuck, escorted by parents John and Catherine Roebuck, plans to attend the Ohio State University and major in international business. Kristen Cetera, escorted by parents Chad and Peggy Cetera, plans to attend the University of Akron to major in business with the goal of owning and running her own salon. Jacob Smelser, escorted by parents Andy and Elizabeth Smelser, plans to major in exercise science. Sean Wadding, escorted by parents Mike and Katie Wadding, plans to major in music education at the University of Akron. Gavin Williams, escorted by parents Mike and Janice Williams, plans to go into the trades. Seniors, we thank you for your years of dedication and inspiration. We know that with that continued dedication, you will be successful in your future endeavors. You may graduate and move on, but you will forever be a marching Grizzly.
The following is a presentation of WCTV Sports.
Wadsworth's a big-time opponent. Look there.
They dismantled Medina. 51-7 was the final score there.
Here is the Grizzlies as they come onto the field here at Arkwright Stadium. Look at Bryson Hall, number 16, the freshman quarterback for the Grizzlies.
Goes over the middle.
Intercepted
by Madigan.
55-10 Wadsworth, but Wadsworth came out, handled their business, and they showed Dominique why they're one of the best teams in the area. Caught, touchdown.
These boys are in shape. These boys are strong, and they definitely are playing some quality football here this season.
He's going to get into the end zone for a touchdown. Jacob Ernest.
We welcome you to the Gridiron on Grandview Avenue and inside Arkwright Stadium for week number 10 of the Ohio High School Athletic Association football season. Hello, folks. Mike Elkins with you once again. My partner, Robert Rickenbagger, returns after a week off. This is another presentation of Grizzly football on WCTV. The Grizzlies enter week 10 at 9-0, ranked number 9 in the Division II statewide poll. They fell 3 spots. They were 6th last week, and they are currently ranked number 4 In Division II, Region 6 computer points, Wadsworth has clinched a top 8 spot in the second season. And they have clinched at least a share of the Suburban League National Conference title. North Royalton currently sits at number 14, ranked in Division II, Region 6. They come into tonight's game at 4-5 on the season. They won 4 of their last 6, and last week shocked the Hudson Explorers at Hudson 43-35. And over the last 6 weeks, Bears offense averaging more than 30 points a game. And we're going to pause right now as the Grizzly Marching Band honors America with the playing of the national anthem. As I was talking about the offense of this North Royalton Bears, 32.5 points per ball game over the last 6 weeks. Why is that important? Well, in weeks 1 through 3, the North Royalton offense only averaged 21.5 points per game, and they were 1-5 in the first 6 games of the season. So this offense, under the leadership of quarterback Joe Kenny, they're really hitting their stride as they come into week 10.
Yeah, they're believing, and definitely believing after a big upset over Hudson last week. Like you said, winning 4 out of the last 6 games, beating Hudson, they have a chance to come in here and win a share of the Suburban League title National League Conference here tonight with a big performance. And you spoke to the coach of North Royalton earlier tonight, and you said, you know, the kids are believing. They're all in. They're excited, and nothing to lose at all.
Nothing to lose, Robert. Again, this team, North Royalton, 1-9 last year. They start the season at 1-5. But they believed in the system. Coach Nick said they're working hard, and they've come together as a family, and things are clicking for them defensively. Now over the past 6 weeks, they've also improved. They've allowed 24 points per ball game. This includes a shutout in week number 7 against the Stowe Bulldogs. Now, this defense, however, is susceptible to giving up a lot of points. They have allowed 30 or more points in 6 of their 9 contests thus far, including 50 to a very good Highland team and 46 to Nordonia.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and we're going to touch on this. I do feel the Grizzlies offense can't put up the points tonight. It's just a matter, can North Royalton's offense keep up against the vaunted Grizzly defense?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that defense here in a little bit, but it is senior night here at Art-Wright Stadium as we say goodbye to 12 Grizzly football players that have poured so much of themselves into the program, and it's an opportunity for this group tonight to go undefeated for the first time since 2018, a chance to win the conference title outright. And the Grizzlies, they've been tried and tested here at Art-Wright. 3 of their 4 home games, a difference of only 7 points.
Yep, absolutely. And they had to win in different ways. Defense was the constant in all 3 of those games. Our defense has been outstanding all year long.
Here comes the 9-0 Wadsworth Grizzlies, Suburban League National Conference champions with a win tonight. They will be the outright champion, and they are repeat champions in the Suburban League National Conference. This is a good football team.
Great football team. And if they do win tonight and go undefeated, it will be the 6th time in Wadsworth history, only 6th time going undefeated. Incredible. And I had written down the years 1966, 67, 1996, 2017 and 2018 are the last time Grizzlies have gone undefeated.
Scott McMillan and I last week, he was my partner as Robert was off last week. We talked about that 1996 undefeated season, which came to an abrupt end against a really good Solon Comets team. And talking about a really great football team, Wadsworth last week overcomes 7 turnovers, a blocked field goal attempt, and a punt return for a touchdown, and they still grinded it out for a victory.
And that's incredible. Incredible game. It was a crazy game. Coach Todd and his Grizzlies, they just got rid of a clunker. The first half of the game was a clunker, and it's tough to go undefeated and be perfect all year, and they've been pretty darn good all year. Now, somehow they did pull it out. Those turnovers gave Solon 4 offensive possessions inside of Wadsworth territory with an average starting spot of 26-yard line of the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies defense just did everything they could to keep them in the game, and enough to do that. And that was Troy Myers with 13 tackles, 1.5 for a loss. Jacob Ernest, the stud in the middle of linebacker, 12 tackles. Brad Watson, 9 tackles. And Tommy Hahn with 2 pass breakups. The defense, you can't speak enough of them here.
North Royalton did win the coin toss. They deferred. They will get the ball in the second half, so we're going to get a look at Bryson Hall and the Grizzly offense here to start things off in week number 10 here at Wright Stadium.
You know, some good news, and we're hearing, and we've seen on the sidelines here tonight. We see one Madigan, Gavin Madigan, sorry, said it backwards there. He's dressed, he's taped up, and we're seeing here, and we're going to see him on defense tonight and knock some of that rust off.
Kingston Luong will get things underway here for what is week number 10, and for the Bears of North Royalton, a chance to tie for a Suburban League National Conference title, and the ball will go into the end zone where the Grizzlies will take over 1st and 10. And last week, Robert, 3 plays from scrimmage, Cooper Gray, 62 yards for a touchdown.
Cooper Gray, what can you say? 25 carries, 273 yards, almost 11 yards per carry.
Yeah, he had a great half, but he's running behind a fantastic offensive line. And
absolutely,
that's Jordan Jones and Gabe Ludke on the left side, Merritt Fortner, the center, on the right side, seniors Brady O'Connor and Eli Kaufman.
Absolutely. Now, Bryce Hall, freshman quarterback, showed some struggles last week, and impressively, he came out of it in the second half and Lemp in motion. Hall rolls right. Throw caught by Lemp. Picks up 5 on first down.
Yeah, nice job of rolling Bryson Hall out to the right, and an easy route there to Calix Lemp, the top target of Bryson Hall this year. Lemp's having just a tremendous season. One of the top receivers here in the area.
Yep, absolutely. Comes in with the season so far. Lemp that was his 30th catch for the season. Topping 600 yards. Gray with his first carry tonight. Looks like he's going to pick up a first down. Cooper Gray is about 1,100 yards for the season in 9 games.
Yeah, I mean, we had two milestones last week in the victory over Solon. Yes, Cooper with over 1,000 yards, but Bryson Hall with his 100th completion of the season. 1st and 10 now from the 31.
Gray sets up in the pistol formation behind Hall. Big Zach Wise mows over. Hall looking to throw over the middle, and there got to be a yellow flag coming in on there.
Yeah, there is pass interference on the Bears. The intended receiver is Calix Lemp, and you got to give Bryson Hall credit. I mean, he stayed in the pocket, trusted that offensive line to give him the time to throw. And the defensive back, as you see there, just got there a little bit early.
A little.
Well, I'm giving the young man some credit.
Okay. He was a little excited. He's amped up too. Okay, I get it. Understand? But yeah, he hit him maybe 5 yards before the ball got there. I think Lemp maybe had to slow up to catch it, and then got ran over. Ernest in motion, sets up in the H-back formation. Gray with the carry. Gray picking up a close 9 yards.
Yeah, you got on that right side, you got Brady O'Connor, Eli Kaufman creating the running lanes for Cooper Gray. And, young man, we talked about his maturity as a running back, and you see his numbers there on the screen, 1,000-yard rusher. We talked about last week, Robert, what about Gavin Madigan in the backfield? We very possibly could have at the end of week 10, 2,000-yard rushers.
Yes, absolutely. Madigan was near, let me see here, I had that at one time. Madigan has 753 yards on the year. Gray spinning, weaving through the Bears defense.
Well, on that particular run, you got Jordan Jones and Gabe Ludke on the left side now, creating running lanes for Cooper Gray. And you know, when Cooper gets to the second level, I mean, he becomes an extremely dangerous running back because he's got such quickness, vertical speed that is,
yes,
as he gets past that second level.
Lemp with the jet sweep around the right side. He cuts it up. He looks like he's going to come close to first down.
Now that's a good block on that side by number 14. That's Frank McNeil, who allows Lemp to get free around the right edge.
Quickly back to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers each side. Lemp, same play, but the opposite side. This time the Bears do a great job bottling it up.
That time Cooper Gray with a kick-out block, and that's enough for a first down for this Grizzly offense. And you like what you see here because they're just grinding it out. They're controlling the line of scrimmage against this Bears offense, and they're really just asserting their own will right now.
Two receivers each side. Low snap. Gray with a huge hole right up the middle. He comes close to the goal line. Do they call it a touchdown? No. Down at the 6-inch line.
Now we're going to take a look at the replay if we could downstairs as John Bernard is running things, but they're going to go quickly to the line of scrimmage. But Jacob Ernest with a big block there.
Gray with the carry right up the middle. And there he is, in for the Grizzly touchdown. Grizzlies on the scoreboard first, 6-0 with 9 minutes in the first quarter.
Yeah, on that run, that previous run to the touchdown, Jacob Ernest just blasts through the A-gap and just puts a block on a linebacker, takes him out of the play, which allows Cooper Gray to cut left for a giant gain and sets up the touchdown.
Ernest coming through as a fullback. That's scary.
Yeah, he's everything to this Grizzly offense right now, and defense.
Yes. Jack Dinwiddie on for the kick. Kick is up. It is good. Grizzlies do tack on that extra point and make it 7-0. That's a great way to start senior night here. March right down the field and score.
Yeah, solid 3-minute drive, no penalties for the Grizzlies. A clean drive. We had the pass interference DPI for the Bears of North Royalton, and we'll take a look at the touchdown run from the field cam. Good push up front there by that offensive line once again. They've done it all season long, 7-0 as you see. Grizzlies looking to go 10-0 for correct sixth time in program history.
Yep.
Well, it tells you how tough high school football is in this area. I mean,
you can't have a letdown, especially in this conference that we play in. It's very difficult to go undefeated. You're going to have that clunker of a game every once in a while, and you got to have a special team to overcome a clunker.
Yeah, Wadsworth certainly did that. Here's another look at the touchdown run. Here's Jacob Ernest kicking out the linebacker, and that's 2 good blocks by Jacob Ernest. Mr. Everything over the last several weeks now for the Wadsworth Grizzlies. Dinwiddie to kick it off.
Kicks it deep. That's going to be right at the goal line, taken. Bear has a running start. He gets near the 30-yard line before he's taken down by one of the Grizzlies.
Joe Calarco on the return for the Comets. I said Comets, I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on last year. Last week, the Bears. And now we'll get a good look at the senior quarterback, 6'3", 230-pound Joe Kinney. Coming into this game, he's 83 of 186, over 1,100 yards passing, 17 touchdowns, but he has thrown 11 INTs.
Comes out with 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen, 1 at the top. He's going to throw immediately off to his left. He's a lefty. He's got some fire on that ball. Completed to number 7.
Yeah, that's Nicholas Piazza, the 5'10", 160 junior's favorite target. Piazza with 27. That's his 28th reception on the season.
I didn't realize he was a lefty. I forgot about that. He's got some smoke on that ball when it comes off of his hand.
Again, this Bears offense, they're playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Grizzlies bottle that up quickly.
Yeah.
Maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a strength tonight, and something that the Bears are going to have difficulty with is running the football against this Grizzly defense.
Jude Holler in there, number 21 for the Grizzlies from their secondary.
Brings up 2nd down and 8 now from the 45.
Hand off. Picking his way through, coming close to picking up the first down was number 20, Cameron Soul.
Yeah, nice block there nice block, Robert, on the edge by Mahar Kandala, number 87, the tight end. Give a nice running lane for the Bears running back. 1st down and 10 now at the 46-yard line of the Grizzlies.
You're right. You can see how the Bears are playing. They believe. Hand off again to Soul, number 20. Tries the left side with the same play that you just run to the right. Picks up a big 15, 16 yards on 1st down.
Yeah, Mannix Wesco, the ball carrier, 5'7", 160 pound, and
unfortunately
he's going to be down on that sideline.
Hopefully the young man's just shaken up and he can come back in the game. What a great run.
Coming into the game, Wesco with 60 carries for 403 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's also a favorite target of Kinney, 19 receptions, 325 yards, and he's a little bit slow, Robert, as you said, getting up on that Bear sideline. I want to thank Coach Nick Huilli for his time before the game, sharing a little bit about his Bears and the journey that they've had this year. Now John's going to run things downstairs and see if we could take a look at what happened at the end of this run. I mean, he breaks a couple of tackles there.
Ernest in pursuit.
I wonder if he just rolled over on the... Take another look at this as we slow it down, and his left leg, see Jacob Ernest's leg, he falls on that left leg and twists it. Yeah, watch now from his calf to his ankle, his left leg, and you see how it rolls to the outside. Here we go, 1st and 10 now. Kinney behind center.
Up the middle, Grizzlies do a great job once again stuffing that one. Troy Myers almost jumping off sides there.
And for the Bears, if there's a good look at Coach Nick, 21st season over there at the North Royalton Bears.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. He talked about some old, I'm going to call them old Wadsworth teams. Coach Dennison, we talk about coaching against Coach Dennison, right?
Yeah.
2nd down and 9 now from the 28.
Kenny looking to throw deep. Incomplete. The
Yeah,
receiver stopped on the pattern.
Yeah, there might have been a little miscommunication there. It might have been a go route, but the receiver stopped and came back almost like a little button hook. Calix Lemp on the coverage.
Good shot of Coach Todd and his staff there. You know, we were being educated about the 1917 Grizzlies earlier tonight.
3rd down and 9 from the 28 of the Grizzlies for the North Royalton Bears.
Number 25, Soul, is in the backfield now to the right of Kenny. Kenny looking to throw. Steps up now. Taken down by, that looks like Troy Myers, number 3.
Troy Myers on the stop, and Bryce Polchak, he has been a dominant force. We'll take a look at the Suburban League standings there in front of you, and the Grizzlies undefeated. Now North Royalton could end the season 5-5, and as we said earlier, they're number 14 in the region, Division II, Region 6. If they lose, they could get in, but they need some help. But to definitely get in, they need a win tonight.
4th and 8. The Bears are going for it. They have motion. Looking to throw over the middle.
What a
Caught
catch.
one-handed. Touchdown, Bears.
Catch made there by number 27.
He was wide open. Had to reach behind him. Catch it with one hand and corral it, bring it in. As you get a good replay of it right here.
Austin Hastings just brings it in with the left hand. 87, I beg your pardon. That's Mahar Kandala. What a play.
Hey, the Bears come in, return the favor. We're going to go right down the field and score just as well.
Yeah, it's we've talked about it. It's a team with just a lot of confidence right now, and they know what's at stake for them as well. A Suburban League title, co-title, and a berth in the second season.
Kick is up. It was low, but it is good. Ties it up 7-all with 5:40 left in the first quarter. Well, offensively, both sides have got the ball, did what they needed to do to go down the field and score.
Now, it's not only senior night for the football team, we've got some senior cheerleaders. We'll take a look at the touchdown one more time before we make note of the senior cheerleaders in play action. And just quickly, Kenny gets rid of it. What a play.
Great hands, great concentration. Sucked everybody in on the play fake, pulled it out, and just gunned it over the middle.
So we're tied at 7 with 5:40 left here in the opening quarter of this season finale at Art Wright Stadium.
Troy Myers, number 3, back deep, and so is Tommy Hahn, number 13. Tommy Hahn is on the far side of the field. Troy Myers on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, we haven't had a kickoff returned for a touchdown in a while, my friend. This would be a great time to put one in the end zone.
Yes. Here we go.
Luong to kick it deep.
Going into the end zone, 5 yards deep. Bring it out on the 20 for the second possession for the Grizzlies here tonight.
Yeah, first drive was 3 minutes, 80 yards, ends with a Cooper Gray touchdown. It was a sustained drive, long drive, and the offensive line dominating.
Yep, absolutely. They did what they needed to do all the way down. There was, like you said, it was penalty free, which was excellent. It was aided by one penalty by the pass interference, but Grizzlies did an excellent job. Let's see what they have coming out here. Once again, Cooper Gray in the backfield with Hall. We have Zach Wise, number 5, and an H-back. We have Lemp in motion. Gray with a carry right up the middle. He's right back at the same little 10-yard average he had last week. Excellent effort. The offensive line of the Grizzlies is opening nice holes up. You get a running start like that, Cooper Gray's getting, he's going to be gaining easily 5 yards every time. He's got that great burst of speed. Here we go. We got trips to the left. Bottom of the screen, 1 up to the top. Now Zach Wise moves back into H. Gray with the carry once again, looking for a spot. Spins after a short gain, he's taken down by number 28, it looks like.
Yeah, it's going to be Grady Ball, a second straight tackle for the 6-foot senior.
He's a good look at the offensive line there. Number 66 at the right tackle, Eli Kaufman, Gabe Lucky, Merritt Fortner down in the middle and center, Brady O'Connor and Jordan Jones doing the dirty work. Although you don't get too dirty on artificial turf anymore.
Andrew Tetzel just checked in for the Grizzlies in that tight end position.
Cooper Gray with the carry.
Another nice run on first down for this Grizzly offense, and that provides an opportunity for you to open up the playbook on 2nd down and 4 now.
Gray in the pistol. 2 receivers, bottom screen now. Ernest in motion to back to H-back. There's Gray with the carry once again. Met at the line of scrimmage. Picks up only 1.
Yeah, that's a nice play there by number 24, Tyler Rolls.
Coming up from his safety spot.
51 also there on the stop, Stephen Willman.
Gray checks out. Stoops checks in.
Willman, 5'11", 215 in the middle of that defense.
Interesting. Hall checks out as well. I have to think Stoops may be going to quarterback, or is this going to be Zach Wise at quarterback? Nope. Stoops at quarterback. Keeps it. Swarmed under for a loss. It will bring up 4th down and probably round 5.
Well, if you looked at that, the Bears just loaded the box, and there was nowhere for Ryan Stoops to go around that right edge. So North Royalton reading that play very well. My partner said tackle for a loss brings up 4th down and 4 now. And Wadsworth looking to punt.
Well, we'll see. Hall's back in. Currently up there, he drops back to Pooch punt it.
Hall was very effective with that cadence earlier in the year, getting teams to jump off sides. This time the Bears are patient. Fair catch is called for.
Nice high punt taken at about the 25-yard line of the Bears. So the Bears are going to come out for their second possession. Now I wonder if
19th meeting between these two schools. Wadsworth with a dominating 12-win advantage, 15-3. And last year, Wadsworth 49-0 over North Royalton. This is a different football team this year.
As you mentioned, they went 1-9 last year. The Bears did. Bears take over on the 25-yard line. Handoff once again. Tries the right side of the offensive line. Picks up a good 6-7 yards on 1st down.
Yeah, that right side of the offensive line for the Bears doing a nice job. Owen Bartzek, Dominic Onesco on that side. Center is Niko Petrovic. 2nd and short now for the Bears.
Handoff. Bryce Polchak in the backfield brings him down for a big loss for the Grizzlies.
Now that time Bryce is able to beat the the right tackle of that Bears offensive line, and you know Bryce has been double teamed on pass protection. He leads this team with 7 sacks, and as we've talked about, he's just long, he's lanky, he's athletic, he's got a great first step off the ball.
One of the 12 seniors playing his last regular season game on this field tonight, and we got two more, at least one more playoff game. Tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Well, Wadsworth that time was bringing pressure by Bowden Bollinger off that left side. And that hurried the throw of Kinney. Ball is going to fall incomplete, and now North Royalton on their second drive, they will go 3 and out and forced to punt.
You see Bowden Bollinger getting back in there after being out a couple of weeks.
Gavin Madigan on the defensive side of the ball tonight for the Grizzlies, as he's just coming in game 1 after being injured in week 7.
I believe that's Tommy Hahn back deep, I think. Or is that Lemp?
That's Frank McNeil.
Fair catches it. Grizzlies going to be in pretty good starting position around the 28-yard line.
Jack McNeil. I got to tell you, Jack McNeil last week, you know, there are things that happen in a football game that aren't really noticed on the stat sheet. And Jack McNeil on a couple of punts really did a great job of fair catching the ball and preserving good field position for the Grizzly offense.
Which is going to become more and more important as you get deeper and deeper in the playoffs. Every yard will count.
And you say, why was that important? Well, they were not easy punts. Solar's got a great punter. There was a lot of air underneath that football. So the Grizzlies will come out for their 3rd possession here in the first quarter, 1:19 remaining. And ball placed at the 18-yard line.
Grizzlies got 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Hand off the Gray, just feeding the Lightning in the background. Still on his feet, no whistle.
No whistles. It takes 11 Bears to bring him down.
You would have thought you would have got a whistle well before that.
Yeah, at that point, you end up risking getting somebody hurt. As coming up off the bottom of that pile was Jordan Jones.
Little pitch to Gray. Tackled maybe with a short gain.
Yeah, coming up off the pile there's number 44, Benjamin Dottavio. 3rd and 5, and when you run an offense this fast, Robert, oftentimes if you go 3 and out, your defense just has enough time to catch your breath if you're forced to go into a punt situation.
Maddox and Lemp at the bottom of the screen. Hall rolls left, throws. Maddox catches it, has the first down before he's tossed down out of bounds.
Simple route there from Maddox, and Hall just going to his left. Nice protection up front. It really is. It's a quick throw. 2 seconds, ball's out of his hands, and enough for a first down, Robert, as things will wind down here in the first quarter, tied 7-7.
Exciting first quarter.
Hey, it's what you expect in a championship game.
Absolutely.
All right, so 3 more quarters left here in this Suburban League season finale. Grizzlies at 9-0, ranked 9th in the state in Division II, 4th in Division II, Region 6 in computer points.
And like you mentioned earlier, if the Bears are going to do anything in the playoffs, they have to win tonight. They need the Grizzlies' computer points.
We just got an update from Aurora. As many of you know that I'm an alum of the great Aurora Greenmen. Unfortunately, they're down. Highland, both teams 9-0. Highland up 14-0. That at Veterans Stadium in Aurora.
Yeah, that's big. That's huge. Both the teams' defenses were held the opponents to less than 9 yards scoring.
9 points.
9 points. That's stellar. We're seeing Anthony Wayne's up 3-0 on Perrysburg. Another game that affects the Grizzlies' seeding.
Yeah, Anthony Wayne currently ranked third in Division II, Region 6. So here we go, 1st and 10.
See if they continue feeding Gray. Gray with the carry. He's going to pick up close to 3 yards on first down.
Yeah, that offensive line, Robert, doing a great job of getting the surge off the ball. And then what's happening is you've got 11 hats on North Royalton just coming to the football. 2nd down and 6, gain of 4.
Hand off to Gray once again. No hole there. He may lose a yard. North Royalton just firing through the gaps, trying to plug up the holes. They're going to bring up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, no gain on the play.
Play clock down to 15 seconds. There seems to be some slight confusion going on with the play call. Can't quite make it out.
And Coach Justin Todd calls timeout as a little confusion on the play that was called at 3rd and 6. That is the Grizzlies' first timeout here in the first half. We'll take a look at the 2 scores. First, we'll take a look at Wadsworth. Jacob Ernest in the H-back. He pulls through the hole, and a nice block also there by Gabe Lutke. That is the run that set up the touchdown. And look at it as he almost gets into the end zone. As Cooper Gray. And the very next play, Gray does find the end zone. Hello to our camera crew up top.
Now, it also shows how good the North Royalton defense has adjusted You know, they had with big holes in that first series.
And there's that great play, that great catch there by number 87, Mahar Kandola. And the point after tied it. And that's where we are, 7-7, 10:44 left in the first half.
3rd and 6. Hall, empty backfield. He's got time, surveys the field. Now he has to scramble. He's going to pick up 1 or 2. He's going to bring up 4th down. And I think Coach Todd's going to be punting this thing away.
Yeah, the Bears that time brought 3 on the rush and dropped 8 in coverage, and Bryson just had nobody to throw to.
Fourth and 4. Yep.
You see, I mean, he's checking his options. He's checking down, and nobody was open.
Hall kicks it. No one back deep to pick that up. But kind of takes a North Royalton roll. Does not get the Grizzly bounce that we needed, but looks like it's going to be North Royalton's ball at the 19-yard line.
So the Grizzlies in the opening drive of this game drive 80 yards for a touchdown, and the next two possessions they've got to punt it away. So the defenses are taking over.
Yep, making some adjustments. As I mentioned, you know, Gray had some gigantic holes to begin with. Now they're stuffing it. You can see how many Bears are coming to the line of scrimmage, banking on him getting the ball. So we'll see what Coach Todd does with this while his offense is on sidelines. Keeney, nice throw down the field to number 88. What a catch. Tommy Hans on coverage.
Joe Calarco on the reception for the Bears, and you know, he took the top off of that Grizzlies secondary. Calarco, 21 receptions on the season now.
Handoff, 25. Ball's on the turf. Grizzly recovers the ball. Number Kincaid, number 1, comes up with it, I believe. Yep, Sean Kincaid, senior Sean Kincaid.
Yeah, if we can see this on the replay, we've got a backside defensive player who breaks through the line of scrimmage, and I believe he's the one that ended up getting his hands on the ball carrier and strips the football. There's Sean Kincaid jumping on the loose ball. And a great defensive play by this Grizzly unit.
See if the Grizzlies offense can capitalize with this great field position at their own 45-yard line. That's where they take over with 9:33 in the second quarter. Maddox at the bottom of the screen. Now Ernest in motion, sets up at tight end. Pitch to Gray to the right. Finds a little hole. Picks up 5-6 yards on first down.
Nice job on that right side of that offensive line, sealing the Bears defense to the inside. Nice pickup on first down again for Cooper Gray. That brings up a 2nd down and 4.
Tommy Hans, no, I'm sorry, Lemp at the top of the screen, I'm sorry. Maddox at the bottom. Toss pitch, toss to the left for Gray. He's looking for some running room. The Bears, whoever tackled him, just saved a big gainer here.
Yeah,
he was just getting to the outside, and someone just got him by the ankles.
Yeah, Stephen Willman, that linebacker, was able to get him. But I got to think if Cooper sees that just a split second sooner, he's going to bounce that to the outside, and he's going to hit the end zone because there was nobody in front of him.
McNeil and Wise check in. Maddox goes to the top of the screen. Lemp is in the slot currently. Hall hands off to Gray. He leaps, jumps towards the first down marker. I think he's going to come up just one of them looks like he's giving it, and one's short. So he's going to come up about 6 inches short, it looks like.
Yeah, the Bears brought their backer on the right side of that defense and plugged up the hole. Nice defensive play there by North Royalton, forcing a 4th down now for Wadsworth.
4th and very, very short. This is where, if you wanted to do a quarterback sneak, that's tough. You know, we're usually almost exclusively in shotgun. Coach Todd, the players thought they were going to call a timeout, but nope. Still got 17 seconds on the play clock.
Yeah, Roman Gambino stuffed that last play from scrimmage. That brings up 4th down and about less than a 1. Play clock at 3.
All calls for it. Hand off to Gray, right up the middle. He picks up the first down and more.
Jacob Ernest.
Oh, Jacob Ernest goes on to score. No penalty flags. Touchdown. Ernest shoots through that hole. Excellent job.
And I think Coach Justin Todd just surprised the entire house at Art Wright. As Jacob Ernest, who's played fullback and linebacker and H-back. We'll take a look at it. Nice job blocking on the left side. They're sealing the inside, and Jacob Ernest with enough power breaks 2 tackles there. And we've got a whistle and a stoppage of play on the PAT. Offsides defense is the call. The whistle was blown before, I believe, the ball was snapped.
So the Grizzlies, the penalty is going to be on the Bears, and we're going to go for 2. Be half the distance to the goal line.
And you just see Jacob was not going to be denied.
Gray checks out. Maybe this is enough time to give Ernest another breather to stuff it in his belly and stuff it in the end zone.
Yeah, you got Zach Wise. You got some beefy guys in there, right? Zach Wise, Jacob Ernest.
Yeah, you're talking 225 pounds each one of them. Ernest with the carry, and he just bullies his way into the end zone. Picks up the 2-point conversion, makes it 15-7, and almost guarantees there's not going to be overtime tonight with an odd score like that.
I mean, he knows, obviously, got Zach Weiss. He's going to kick out the block. He reads it, goes inside, cuts inside, and dives through for a 2-point conversion for Wadsworth.
Excellent view from the side here.
Low snap. Bryson does a nice job of handling that low snap and getting the ball to Ernest. And we saw last week in the Solon, we had a couple of really bad exchanges, so I know that had to be a point of focus this week for Coach Todd.
Always go back to basics. When things go awry, go back to basics. I'm sure Coach Todd reviewed that. Film probably was not fun on Saturday morning in some of those cases.
Well, you got your defense that created the turnover. The offense capitalizes on that turnover. When you're this late in the season, those are big change of possessions and converting those into scores.
Now, also could possibly take some wind out of the sails of the Bears here, too, a little bit. You get that momentum going the other way now for the Grizzlies with that turnover and now score.
Well, we know that they are a quick strike offense. We've seen that they can take the top off.
Taken at the 1. And crosses the 20, taken down near the 23-yard line. Let's see if the Grizzlies defense has made any adjustments while they were on the sidelines here.
Yeah, Calarco on the return for North Royalton, and that was nice coverage on the kickoff team. And as we talked about a little bit ago, that's been a constant for Wadsworth all season long. And we had one glitch on the radar, if you will, last week against Solon, but for the most part, it's been a very good special teams season for this Wadsworth Grizzly.
You see Ryan Stoops is in there in the secondary for the Grizzlies, number 12. Maddox, they're number 2. Hand off to 25 for the Bears. And just maybe a 1-yard gain. That Grizzly front saying, we're not going to give you anything now.
Yeah, I think overall, when you look at the game plan for North Royalton, they obviously need to run the football, but it's going to be tough sledding against this Grizzly D.
Yeah, your front 3 right now, Zach Wise, Troy Myers in the middle, and Bryce Polchak at one defensive end. It caused havoc all year long. And then the linebackers stunning in behind them. They got Bowden, Bollinger jumping off sides.
Yeah, Bowden on the left side trying to time the cadence and the snap, and gets a little anxious, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty. That'll put North Royalton, Robert, in really good second down situation.
I believe that was the Grizzlies' first penalty of the night.
That is correct. Second down at 3 now. Just looking to shoot the gap, and a little anxious, young man.
Handoff, trying to right side. Picks up the first down. Still on his feet before he goes out of the bounds, crossing the 40.
You know, that's really good to see because that's Mannix Wesco, who went down earlier with that injury. And good to see him back in the football game.
Good shot of the North Royalton head coach there. 21st year coaching North Royalton. North Royalton with 2 receivers to the top of the screen. Now 1 with motion, fake the jet sweep. Run right up the middle. Picks up a short 3.
You know, talking with him before the game tonight, he's gotten such great respect for this Wadsworth program, Coach Todd and his coaching staff, and how they prepare for every single football game. He says, you know, Wadsworth is a tough opponent to prepare for.
Coach Todd pressures every aspect of your team. Defensively, offensively, special teams. You know, how many blocks have we had, extra points this year? Every aspect of the game, he puts pressure on your opponent. Keeney keeps it.
Jude Holler on the coverage. Pass falls incomplete.
You hear some fans calling for interference, but I think that was just a good defensive play.
Yeah, Jude, only a freshman, and he'll get to a point. We'll take another look at the play. Pressure is coming from Bryce Polchak on the left side. He's able to get through. Blows through the block of Wesco, and good coverage on the play.
Brings up 3rd and 7 for the Bears. We got a good shot of the freshman Holler, number 21.
Wadsworth showing a blitz. They bring him.
Kenny rolls out to the left, tosses it deep. They're caught, but boy, they sure look like a little pushing and shoving there, but caught by the receiver, number
88, that's Joe Colarco, who's having himself a night here tonight at Art Wright. I mean, the pressure's coming, and Kenny.
Tommy Hahn was right there. There was a little hand shoving back and forth.
Kenny able to get it off, and what a nice play here by Colarco. So North Royalton responds thus far to the Grizzly touchdown, threatening here in the red zone.
5:08 left in the half. Handoff. Tackled by a host of Grizzlies there near the 6-yard line.
Take another look at this throw from the sideline cam. I mean, Kenny's directing his receiver, Colarco. Hey, go deep. I got you, brother. And drops it in the breadbasket. What a play.
Excellent job.
Coverage was good on the play.
Kenny rolls out of there, gets away from the pressure. You see the I forget their name, the people with the bicycle that always let up and ride around. That's the Wemmers, Patrick and Sue. Very nice people. Kenny rolls left, right, and then finally taken down. It's going to bring up 3rd.
Sean Kincaid there. Also Zach Wise coming up off the bottom of that pile is Tommy Hahn.
Grady Hughes.
Also Troy Myers on the stop.
Sean Kincaid, their number 1.
Now, you know, North Royalton going to be in 2-down territory here. They're not going to settle for a field goal, I wouldn't think.
Brad Watson, number 23, is checked in as well. 3rd and 8. Kenny looking to throw. Throws quickly towards the end zone. Incomplete. Looks like Lemp on the coverage and just knocks it away.
Yeah, pass was intended for Nicholas Piazza. He's the most targeted receiver on that Bears offense, but Calix Lemp with ziplock-like coverage.
Looks like the Bears are going to come on try and field goal attempt. The ball is currently on the 8-yard line.
Stoops will check in.
Play clock down to 10 seconds.
24-yard attempt by Luong.
5 seconds on the play clock.
And I believe Wadsworth called a timeout. North Royalton did call a timeout.
So it was getting down. The play clock was getting down there. I don't know if Coach thought he was going to get it off or not. And
well, the kick looked good.
did he just ice his own kicker? That's the question.
Wadsworth will be home next week in the first round of the state playoffs.
Would be home the second week, as long as we win, as long as the Grizzlies do win. They would have a second playoff game at home.
If things don't change for the Grizzlies, they've got the number 4 seed currently. They would play the 12th seed.
And yet that's going to be, like we said, there's 2 or 3 games out there tonight that really will affect who we play.
I beg your pardon, they play the 13th seed. Here's Luong. Again, this is a 24-yard attempt.
Snap is back. Kick is up. And it is good. So Bears tack on 3, makes it 15-10 with 3:33 left in the half. Grizzlies D did hold up there at the end, just giving up 3.
Yeah, I think that's a successful stop for the Grizzlies, considering the long pass to Kinney to Colarco that set up the scoring opportunity for the Bears. Now Wadsworth with an opportunity, as you said, with 3:33 left on the clock here in the first half to put the ball in the end zone and, go up by a couple of scores here.
Yep, Grizzlies have 2 timeouts, plenty of time with 3:33 left to drive down the field and score. Troy Myers and Hahn setting up deep to receive the kick.
Update, Anthony Wayne up 10-7 over Perrysburg, and Highland dominating the Greenmen. 21-0.
We had kind of wondered who was the better of the undefeated teams in that one, because both teams didn't play many good teams this season. There were very few stellar teams that they had to play, and we're seeing Highland pulling away.
And that one's still in the first half. Got to be nearing the end of the first half in that one in Aurora.
Kick is deep. It's going to be taken by Hahn at the 1. He's got a running lane. Plenty of green space in front of him. The kicker to stop him. Kicker slows him up. Takes him down near the Bears' 40-yard line. Great kickoff return by Hahn.
Now that's a nice special teams play, and he had some blocks early on in that run, which freed him to get to that left side up the North Royalton Bears sideline. And if you're Coach Todd, you feel really good about this special teams play. If we can see there's a key block. We can't see it on this replay. This one coming, there's a key block there. And a great return by Tommy Hahn.
McNeil, number 14's checked in. He's going to be at the bottom of the screen. We've got Ernest at H-back. I'm sure Lemp is at the slot. Gray to right of Hall. Looking to throw, drops back. He's got some pressure. Steps up in the pocket. Throws it away. I do not see a receiver nearby.
Yeah, the nearest receiver would have been Luke Maddox. And I wonder if Hall was, Luke Maddox had a lot of space in front of him between he and Hall. I wonder if he was looking for Hall to or Maddox to come back to the football. Nonetheless, it's an incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10 now from the 42.
Fake the jet sweep to Lemp. Gray right up the middle with lots of running space. Bounces it outside, trips over Tommy Maddox's legs and goes down. He may have gained another 10, 15 yards.
Now Luke Maddox put himself in a really good position there to make a great block, and he did. But Cooper Gray just tripping over the heels of Maddox. Plenty of time left as we just get under 3 minutes here at the end of the first half. Your Grizzlies up 15-10 over a North Royalton Bears team that looks that if they win, guaranteed a spot in the postseason. If they win, they'll be co-champions of the Suburban League National Conference.
Hall's going under pressure as he throws. Hit. As he releases the ball, pass is incomplete.
Yeah, Jack Buckholtz brought the pressure there from the right side of that Bears defense, and Hall gets it away just in time. He comes in untouched, sneaking by Jordan Jones on the left side.
He'll bring up 2nd and 10. 2:34 left in the half. Still 2 timeouts for the Grizzlies. Plenty of time here. Lamping McNeil at the bottom of the screen with Wise now setting up at the H-back at the top. Pitch off to Gray. He's taken down to line of scrimmage. Nice open field tackle by one of the Bears.
Grady Baugh. Grady Baugh making a couple of big stops for the Bears defense. 3rd down and long now for the Grizzlies.
2 down territory for sure.
Yeah, you definitely, if you're Wadsworth, you want to convert this into some type of points following that tremendous kickoff return by Tommy Hahn. Jack Dinwiddie, who's looking to eclipse 200 points, become the first kicker in Medina County, 200 career points.
Hall rolls right, throws, caught by number 14, McNeil.
Yeah, Jack McNeil coming up big for the Grizzlies for a first down.
First down.
That'll stop the clock with 1:46 remaining. Now they're going to wind it. Plenty of time left as the Grizzlies have 2 timeouts.
See number 14 right there for you. Jack McNeil's a junior. There's a lot of junior talent coming back next year for the Grizzlies. Like we said, there's only 12 seniors on the roster that are playing the last regular season game here tonight. Hall throws quickly off, caught.
That's McNeil again.
McNeil caught it and taken out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
And again, the young freshman, just with poise, patience, and confidence, gets the ball to the edge, out of bounds, which most importantly stops the clock. Yes, it's an 8-yard gain, 7-yard gain.
Great camera work seeing that play come right at the camera.
Now, if you're North Royalton, you got to be thinking on the edge, because that is where the Grizzlies have experienced most of their success.
There's your edge. Oh, Gray cuts it back in. He's fighting, gets down near the 2, maybe 3-yard line.
Yeah, that's just pure determination. You get a nice block up front. He does cut it inside, which is probably the wise choice.
This is where you go to the hogs up front.
Yeah.
Jones, O'Connor, Fortner, Lucky, and Kaufman. I'm running behind Kaufman.
Big Jacob Ernest is in there. Let's see.
Gray staying in the
Eli
backfield
Kaufman,
at the moment.
Brady O'Connor to the right side.
Yeah, this is going right side, I would have to think. Cooper Gray's going to get it, runs to the right, and almost, wow, he's hit right at the goal line, which they're not going to give him a touchdown.
Yeah, we're going to have to call a timeout unless they get to the line of scrimmage in a hurry, and they are.
Grizzlies still have the 2 timeouts.
Yeah, we got a whistle.
The Bears take the timeout. So Grizzlies still have 2 timeouts, 20 seconds. The ball's sitting, the nose is sitting at the goal line.
Yeah, I don't know if we've got a replay of that, but I think Cooper thought he was in.
I think so too.
It may be that he definitely hit the defender right at the goal line. Did the ball break the plane? According to the official, he said no.
And here's a good replay of it right here.
Yeah, he did stop him short.
Nice job standing him up in the hole and driving backwards.
Try and get a number there. 24.
Excellent job.
Or was that 44?
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what you do. You hit, wrap, and then drive your feet. You do the tackle's not made by just making contact. It's driving your feet.
That's Tyler Rolls, number 24, the 5'9", 170-pound junior. I mean, that's textbook, Robert. Meets him
pads low
and driving through the ball carrier. Big play by Tyler Rolls. The defensive back for the Bears brings up 2nd down and goal from about the 6-inch yard line.
20 seconds left. Two timeouts. Hall with Gray behind him in the pistol. Hand off to Gray. Tackled in the back. Oh, hit in the backfield, but still just gets back to the line of scrimmage. So timeout's called. 12 seconds left. I think you get Ernest. You put Ernest and Wise in there. Let one of the other lead block for the other and go right behind Kaufman.
Well, as Wadsworth loads up the right side of that offensive line, the Bears are loading up the left side of their defensive line too. They know where it's going, and give credit to that Bears defensive line. They're penetrated and got into the backfield, and I believe it was a tackle for a short loss, if any, as the ball's placed inside the 1 yard line. But yeah, you've got 3rd down and 1. I would imagine just
right up the middle. Quickest thing you can do, straight up the middle. And if you don't get it, call timeout again. It's 3rd down. You got 12 seconds. You may have 4 seconds left. 4 or 5 seconds left if you call a quick timeout. If you don't get in, let's see. We got Wise, number 5. And we have Mr. Ernest, number 6, both in the backfield at the moment. Wise at H-back onto the left. Ernest in the pistol behind Hall, just shaded to his right just a tad bit. Now Ernest moves to the right. I'm sorry, Wise. Ernest goes in untouched.
Now they run out the right side of that line with Eli Kaufman and Brady O'Connor, and they opened up a giant hole for
Ernest.
Jacob Ernest, his 2nd touchdown of this football game.
Currently makes it 21-10 with Jack Dinwiddie, senior Jack Dinwiddie, on the tack on the extra point.
Nice job. You look at Eli Kaufman sealing his guy to the inside.
Extra point is good. Grizzlies lead 22-10 with 9 seconds left in the half. Do you kick it deep? Jack's been getting most of them into the end zone.
Yeah, I think you kick it deep. Well, look at the right side. Just seal everyone to the inside, and a giant lane for Jacob Ernest.
Yeah, Wise kicks out. The offensive line goes down, drives everyone down. And you and I could have probably both got through that hole. Excellent job.
I don't know about you. I've seen you walk upstairs.
I may roll in, what you saying?
Hey, as long as you're not touched in the NFL, that would be a touchdown, right? 22-10, the Grizzlies over North Royalton.
Excellent job. Grizzlies capitalizing on both the turnover and now the great return by Hahn.
Another good look at it. And, you know, the Bears.
Number 66 is Eli Kaufman. As you see, he takes his guy and drives him down the line of scrimmage.
Well, you had Jordan Jones on that side, too. You had Jordan Jones to the left of Eli Kaufman, which is typically not how the offensive line lines up.
Jack Dinwiddie kicks it. It's on the ground. It's a knuckleball taken by mistake by the Bears. That would have gone out of bounds and given him possession at the 35. Instead, he catches it, takes it inbounds, and goes out of bounds at the 10?
At the 10-yard line,
That's a 15-yard mistake.
So if you're North Royalton, you just kneel this one down. You'll go into halftime down by 12, but you will get the ball back in the second half to start things off in the third quarter.
Ultimately, no foul there. They weren't going to drive down in 9 seconds and score. You would hope not.
Well, yeah, I mean, you would have to go deep and hope that it's something quick.
Yep.
developing play and get into field goal range, that's a moot point.
Yeah, he takes a knee. That is the half, ladies and gentlemen. 22-10 Grizzlies on top of the Bears as we go into halftime. The halftime here, usually the senior band shows usually pretty entertaining. They allow the senior band members to come up and make up their own skit band-wise in the halftime. So a couple of years has been very entertaining. A couple of the principals or superintendents have been arrested, hauled around. We've been a rocket ship on here, Blues Brothers here one time, I remember. So it should be an entertaining halftime show. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll catch you right after halftime.
Presenting the 2024 Wadsworth High School Marching Band under the direction of Field Commanders Gurachan Ganapathy and Yohan Yadav. This evening's halftime performance will feature selections from our competition show entitled Stronger. Our show commences with an intense version of Billy Joel's 1982 Smash Pressure, followed by two gorgeous themes, Benedictus and Zarabanda by Welsh composer Carl Jenkins, featuring senior soloist All-State band members Zoe Golweiler and Abby Deal on mellophone, plus Ishan Saliwala on trumpet. Our 24th movement is the Daft Punk hit Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger, featuring our drumline and our percussion. And the finale of our show is based on the 2016 pop hit Unstoppable by singer-songwriter Sia. Ladies and gentlemen, the North Royalton High School Marching Band. North Royalton High School Marching Band. Congratulations, North Royalton High School Marching Band are earning grand champion honors at both the Maumee and Perkins High School contests. The band took home trophies the past 3 contests for first place Class AA, first place overall for Best Music, first place in overall for General Tech, first place Auxiliary, second place AA, and grand champion overall. Plus, they earned a superior rating, qualifying them for OMEA State Finals tomorrow in Columbus. Good luck to North Royalton. The directors of North Royalton High School Marching Band are David Vitale, Christopher Burdick, and Mike Nary, assisted by Royal Instructor Karen Komiaki, and Royal Instructors Melissa Horvath and Morgan Bolt, Percussion Instructor, Marching Visual Tech, Michael Atkinson, and Percussion Tech, Adam Swab.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our senior band outside. And he's threatening the metropolis of Wadsworth with total destruction. And everyone else. That was the Avengers theme. Can any Avenger help? Yes, it's Captain America! Dr. Doom is proving to be too much for Captain America. Can anyone else help us? Wait, it's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Cleveland's own Superman. Who is that with Superman? Why, it's Wonder Woman! Wonder Woman's lasso of truth has failed. Is there no other superhero to save us? It's Iron Man for the rescue! The battle is not over. It's Joker. Oh no. Impending doom. Send up for that signal. Another superhero to help us. It's the Avenger, Thor. Surely he'll help finish off evil. That Joker. Let the celebration begin.
we hope you enjoyed that halftime show. And Robert, we saw a couple of superheroes. That was kind of cool, wasn't it?
Iron Man, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash.
Yeah, the Joker always gets the short end of the stick, doesn't he?
Sure did. He put up a fight, but too many superheroes there. Superheroes of the first half, Mike.
I think superheroes of the first half for Wadsworth has got to be Jacob Ernest. He's just been, 2 touchdowns, and defensively, he's just been all over the field.
Absolutely. He's definitely a versatile individual at 225 pounds.
Yeah, if you had to go for a superhero for North Royalton Bears, it's got to be the quarterback, Kenny.
And we're talking about second half. I think you just unwrap the arm and let him throw.
Yeah, I think if you're North Royalton, you've been successful. I mean, Kenny was 4 of 8 in the first half for 124 yards on 4 completions and 1 touchdown. Let's talk about the numbers here real quick. Rushing yards, North Royalton 56 rushing yards, 124 passing for a total of 180 yards for the North Royalton Bears in the first half. 6 first downs, and they did lose a fumble, and the Grizzlies capitalized on that for a touchdown. Now for Wadsworth, 165 rushing yards for the Grizzlies as Bryson Hall warms up on the sideline looking to go into the second half with a 12-point lead. Passing yards, only 39 for Bryson Hall. 204 total yards of offense for the Grizzlies. 10 first downs. That is sustainable drives. Nice. 10 first downs. Points off turnovers, 7. Leading rusher for the Grizzlies is Cooper Gray, 21 carries, 106 yards already, and a touchdown. And leading receiver for this Grizzly offense is McNeil, 2 receptions for 22 yards. Jack McNeil. For North Royalton, Wesco, 7 carries, 46 yards. We already talked about Kenny, 4 of 8, 124 yards and a touchdown. And leading receivers is Joe Calarco, the 5'10", 165-pound senior, 2 receptions, 82 yards. And if you're the second half, you're coming into the second half, Robert, you're Wadsworth, what do you do?
I think you do exactly what you've been doing. Run it, Cooper Gray. You're up by 12 right now. Your defense is stellar all year long. Let the defense do what they do. Offense, you want to grind out at least 2 more touchdowns, and you go away 10-0, undefeated season. Now, these Bears are not going to go away lightly. They're still in the game, still have a lot of excitement, a lot to play for. They get the opening kickoff.
And let's not forget, they shocked Hudson last week.
Yes.
So they're capable of the big upset win, down by 12. Not going to be easy for the Bears, but the one thing that they have shown that they can do is expose some things in the Grizzlies secondary. 4 of 8 for 124. The Coach Todd and his staff talked about that at halftime.
Yeah, they haven't been really able to get to Kenny a lot. He rolls out of the pocket, and you see him directing traffic and pushing him down the field. And he's stretching the field. That's a long time to cover a player when you're 30, 35 yards downfield and play breaks down, the quarterback rolls. You never know what happens.
We got about a minute before we kick things off here in the second half. Robert, let's talk about real quick our dozen seniors on this team.
Dozen seniors. Great. There's 12 of them. You know the names, the starters, Sean Kincaid, Troy Myers, Zach Wise. Joseph Davis is one of the ones that you don't hear a lot of, but there's only a few of them out there. Jackson Urksa, who's been hurt a lot this year. Adam Henkel. You have Jack Dinwiddie, your kicker, 4-year starter. Brady O'Connor, Bryce Polchek, Eli Kaufman. You also have Reese Simmons and Cooper Creswat, I believe is how you pronounce it, number 90. Creswati. Those seniors have stuck around. They've been in a small class all this time. Excellent job. And then look at the starters that came out of here. Great performance from them. And I know you also have the senior cheerleaders at some point. That name's a kick is away.
Yeah, a little squib kick by Jack Dinwiddie. Unusual for...
Yes, and it looks like North Royalton with the ball in great field position near the 40 of the Bears.
Yeah, Jack Kenny has shown that he can throw the ball deep, and what's important for the secondary for the Grizzlies is you can't let anybody really get behind you. Yeah, you're up by 12, But don't give up the home run ball, because this polar bear, I call them the polar bears, the Bears, they have been playing with a lot of confidence. 1st and 10 now from the 42-yard line as we get things underway here in the second half.
Handoff, number 20 with the carry, goes left, breaks out of a tackle that would have been a loss.
Yeah, that's Bowden Bollinger, who's able to slow up Wasco, who's working the left side of that offensive line. Short gain on the play of 2, 2nd down and 8, ball placed at the 44-yard line.
He did a good job picking up 2 yards. He was going to be tackled for a 2-yard loss. Shakes out of the tackle of Bollinger. Picks up 4 more.
Coach Nick over there, the Bears, talking to him. There's Justin Todd, but talking to him before the game, said in order for the Bears to be successful tonight against the Grizzlies, they've got to tackle.
Kenny looking to throw. Going deep. Caught by number 88. He's going to go in to score. Jude Haller was on coverage, but beats him by a good 5 yards. Great pass and catch. Touchdown, Bears.
Now that's exactly what you want to see if you're the North Royalton Bears, because you've proven that you can take the top off this secondary, and that was a down, out, and up route. And once he got behind Holler, there was no stopping Calarco until he got to the end zone.
I'm not sure if he bit on the shoulder pump by Kinney or not, but he definitely had a 5-yard cushion. And Kinney puts it right into the breadbasket.
Yeah, 21 seconds into the second half. And the Bears
kick is up and good. Makes it 22-17, a 5-point advantage for the Grizzlies as they're going to get their first possession.
Well, again, this is what you'd think of in a Suburban League National Conference title game. Yes, Wadsworth has clinched at least a share of the title, but the Bears, they are not going to go away. As you see the arm of Kinney, and he puts it right in stride to Calarco, he's over 100 yards receiving here tonight.
I think Coach may have heard us say, open it up, throw it.
I think he's probably a little bit smarter than we are.
Yeah, much smarter than I am. That's without question. But Grizzlies do lead. Let's see what the Grizzlies offense can do.
So Calarco now with over 150 yards receiving in this football game. Wow.
He's having a night.
Yeah, he's enjoying it. He's a senior too.
Nothing wrong going out on top like that. As you see, he goes and scores.
Now, how will Wadsworth respond to that quick strike? Roy Myers deep.
He'd love to get a shot at returning this.
Yeah, how many nose tackles are on the kickoff return team?
Very few.
Right?
Kick is away to Hahn. Hahn's going to watch it go into the end zone. Grizzlies will take over on the 20. Hall, Cooper Gray, that stellar offensive line, Jordan Jones, Brady O'Connor, Merritt Fortner, Gabe Lucky, and Eli Kaufman coming out.
Want to say thank you to the senior cheerleaders. Been supporting the Grizzlies all year. Gabby Dreyer, Claire Ferguson, Abby Hansey, Cece Harrington, Emma Lynn, Chloe Pekarski, Gianna Richards, Gianna Turano, and Maya Vignali.
Gray right up the middle. And push back. Still on his feet. Picks up maybe 2 yards.
Yeah, that Bear defense. Roman Gambino on the stop, fired up.
It looked like there was a nice little hole there, and they closed it quickly.
Yeah, Gambino closing quickly. First to stick, Cooper Gray. 2nd down and 8 now from the 22.
And you hear the Bears crowd calling defense from all the way across the field here.
Yeah, they're fired up. They believe they can win this football game.
Lemp in motion. Gray to right of Hall. Hall rolls right, looking for Lemp, catch. Nice job going out by Lemp and catching it. He's on his way down the right sideline. Finally pushed out of bounds as he crosses the Bears' 40-yard line.
Now there's the sure-handed Calix Lemp on a huge reception. Ball's thrown high, both hands above the helmet. Hauls it in for a big gain. The backers for the Bears were flowing that way, and a nice job by Bryson Hall to get the ball out. And that's one of the things that's going to be successful for the Grizzly team is get the ball to your athletes. And you can see Calix Lemp there just making it work on the sideline.
Hahn in motion, penalty flag. We got a little false start by the Grizzlies. And back them up 5.
Illegal procedure. Bryson throws the ball well on the run. And look who's down there trying to make blocks. Jacob Ernest and McNeil also downfield.
So it brings up 1st and 15. Hahn in motion. Hall rolls left. Now a little draw play back to Gray. Well defensed. 5-yard loss.
Roman Gambino on the stop again for the Bears. Wow. A couple of big plays by the linebacker here in the second half. He's fired up.
What a name for a linebacker.
Gambino. Roman Gambino.
The only other better one I've heard on the high school field was Will Rock. And that was what maybe about 10 years ago for the Grizzlies was a linebacker here called Will Rock.
2nd down and 20.
You can't tell me his father didn't set that up. That is his name.
Look, Lemp is in the slot on the near side.
Hall looking to throw. He's got pressure. It's knocked out of his hand as he goes forward. I'm going to call that incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd and 20.
Jack Buchholz is coming from the left backer's position. Actually, he's coming from his corner position. Brings the pressure on Bryson Hall. He gets by Eli Kaufman.
Eli thought he pushed him far enough away, but he just cut back in and knocks it down. Grizzlies now just on the 49-yard line of North Royalton, I should say. Low snap, Gray with the carry, has some running room, picks up 15 yards. It's going to bring up 4th and 5. I think the Grizzlies probably going to go for it with that kind of field position.
Yeah, I think you go for it here, and nice play call because I think the Bears are thinking that Coach Todd is going to throw the ball, but they run it right up the gut at the heart of that Bears defense, and now gut check time for this offensive line, 4th down and 7.
Hall rolls left, throws, caught by Maddox, number 4, short. Looks like he's going to be very close to the first down marker. Maddox fought, just gets over the 30-yard line. This is going to be very close.
Yeah, he gives him a left foot spot, and they're going to call the chains out. It'll stop the clock, and nice effort by Maddox here. He receives the ball. He's a little short of the yard to gain, and then he makes the effort really to get beyond the 30-yard line, and he's got to get to about the 29.5-yard line. He knows where he's got to go.
Great effort, and great effort by the Bears defender, number 29, to get him down as quickly as possible, but this is going to be close.
Yeah, that's Logan Strait on the coverage for North Royalton, another senior for the Bears in their final regular season game. Did he get enough? Big first down.
Shaking out that chain links, and he's going to come up short.
Now the North Royalton Bears defense holds.
And their excitement on the sidelines, they are stoked over there.
North Royalton down by 5, 9:17 remaining here in the third quarter with a chance to take the lead on this drive.
And I would have to think again, you're going to see Kenny rolling and throwing.
Now they're not going to throw to the side of Madigan and Lemp. They're just great coverage guys on that side. They'll run it.
Hand off to Wesco. Cuts it. Cuts up, has a hole. Makes one Grizzly miss. Picks up about 15 yards before he's pushed out of bounds near the 45-yard line. Penalty flag. Penalty is coming back. Big penalty. That's a 25-yard swing, 15-yard gain, and then 10 yards in the penalty, moving it back from that's a huge swing. Ball will be spotted near the 19. Bring up 1st and 20. See number Kenny and number 3 Kenny, senior 6'3", 230 pounds, 3-year starter.
Yeah, 3-year starter. Done a great job for the Bears here tonight.
Looking for number 88 on the out, caught, pushed out of bounds at the 30.
Yeah, that's a good gain on 1st and 20. Brings up 2nd down and 10.
Hahn on the coverage.
Calarco on the reception. Well, he's having a career night against the Grizzlies here.
And he could have up and out and up on that one too. He had a good couple yards cushion.
This time he's going to be lined up over Stoops and Madigan on the left side is Calarco.
Lesko has it, cuts back. It's met by St. Clair. Mr. Kincaid, I should say.
Yeah, nice job defensively for the Grizzlies as they swarmed the football. As it looked like Wesco wanted to cut that one back to the right, and he ran into Kincaid.
Yep.
So that brings up 3rd down and 6, and now you got to wonder what the Bears are going to do here. They've been successful in terms of getting outside on running the football, but 3rd and 6, will Wadsworth bring pressure? As this crowd is getting into it, encouraging their defense.
Kenny looking to throw over the middle, caught with a tight end. Looked like maybe a tight end.
That's number 8 on the reception.
Yep.
That's Brian Hauschauer.
That was the tight end.
His first reception of the ball game, and a big one for the Bears.
Almost like a little pop pass, old-fashioned pop pass right up the seam.
Clock continues to run here, 3rd quarter. Yeah, just a quick pop pass in the seam.
Kenny gets a high snap, pulls it down, hands it off to Lesko. Not a lot of yards there. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
Nice job by that defensive line just to fight through those blocks. That right guard was pulling on a kick out. Backers filled nicely. Short gain on the play.
Kincaid was there. Troy Myers was there.
This defensive unit was tested last week against Solon on so many possessions, and a big one here today. 2nd and 8 now. We lost video up in the booth. It is back.
Hand off the, nope, Kenny keeps it, throws it out of bounds. Receiver was well covered. He was looking for his number 87 out of the backfield. Highland 28, Aurora's 0.
That was Nicholas Piazza was the intended receiver, and Calix Lemp blanketed him on the coverage.
Brings up 3rd and 8. You have to watch out for number 88 over there. He's been the big playmaker for the Bears. Kenny looking right, looking towards him. Over the middle, was intended for number 88, incomplete.
Yeah, the ball was maybe thrown slightly behind Calarco there, and it goes through his hands. That's his, I believe, might be his first drop of the evening here at Art Wright.
Now, it looked like it was a little bit behind him, but I'm getting a score of the Anthony Wayne, 17-7 over Perrysburg.
So 4th down and 8,
We
and
got
the Bears on to punt.
McNeil and Troy Myers, number 3. Troy Myers is the bottom of the screen. McNeil to the top of the screen.
McNeil's come close a couple of times this year to breaking one.
Troy Myers is going to get the shot at returning this. Mr. Nose Guard catches it, no fair catch, and plows ahead for 2 yards before he's taken down.
Andrew Jedusek on the stop for the Bears. So now Wadsworth with a long field in front of them with 6:56 remaining.
But the defense did hold, forced the punt, got the ball back over to the offense. .656 left in the 3rd quarter. Gray, Hall, Maddox, Ernest, and McNeil all check in. Your skill set. McNeil to the top of the screen. Hall looking for him, throwing incomplete. Looked like a little bit of miscommunication. Looks like maybe the defensive back rerouted the route.
Yeah, I think he did. That's good coverage on the play over there by the Bears secondary. As I think Bryson Hall was looking for McNeil.
To kind of do a fade on.
Yeah, do a fade and up maybe.
Yeah.
That brings up 2nd down and 10 now for the Grizzlies. Well, this is a big drive for Wadsworth. You want to get a couple of first downs here.
Chew up the clock. Hand off to Gray with some running room. Powell plows forward. Looks like he picks up close to 4 yards. See where they spot it.
Yeah, that time that offensive line gets a really nice push beyond the first level into the second level and getting into the backers. 5-yard gain, and that's about what Cooper Gray averaged in the first half per carry.
Cooper Gray had the 106 yards coming into the third quarter. Hall quickly throws off. Caught by Ernest. Nice tackle by the Bears, bringing down maybe for a 1-yard gain. You're going to have to force the Grizzlies probably to punt here.
Great ball on the stop for the Bears, and he's had a really good second half thus far. He and Gambino on the left side of that Bears defense really playing big. So the Grizzlies look as though they are forced to punt at 4th and 5.
The Bears finally get someone back deep. Hall is the punter. Down to 6 seconds on the play clock. And maybe that was blocked, I don't know, or partially, but gets a great Grizzly roll. Not good enough, but down by Maddox. Bears in great field position at the Grizzlies.
Mark it at
their own
42-yard line.
42-yard line, yes. Great field position. Here's that punt. We'll see if it got blocked. Oh yeah, it was off the back of one of our linemen.
Off his helmet, maybe.
Yeah, shoulder pad, and he does take it very short to the line of scrimmage, maybe 5-6 yards deep at most.
Now this Grizzly defense called upon one more time, as they've done all season long.
Senior number 55, Bryce Polchuk right there. Troy Myers, number 3, down in the middle.
Yeah, all 3 seniors on that front line.
See if they can cause some more havoc here. Lasco with the carry, bounces it left.
Great open field tackle by Gavin Madigan.
That was a great open field tackle. If that wasn't, he didn't make that tackle, he was off to the races.
That might be the first time we've called Gavin's name all night.
Yep.
2nd down and 5. Good gain on first down. On the Westco run.
Kenny hands it off right up the middle. Short gain.
Now Bowden Bollinger had a shot to stop him for no gain on the play. We talked about the Bears in the first half, that near goal line stand. As a linebacker, you got to make contact and drive yourself through the ball carrier. So a gain of 4 brings up 3rd and 1 now for this Bears offense.
Jaden Gross for the Grizzlies, number 50, checks in at defensive line. North Royalton picks up the first down and more.
Yeah, Westco just off him. That's number 28, the ball carrier. That is Grady Baugh. He's a guy that they will use a lot in goal line situations, so not surprised there. At 3rd and short, that Baugh is the ball carrier.
One of the captains for the North Royalton Bears.
First down and 10 now from the Grizzly 42-yard line.
4 minutes left in the third quarter and ticking. Jet sweep. Wesco throwing off of it to a wide open number 88, caught and falls down at the Grizzly 15-yard line.
North Royalton going into the deep into the playbook.
Well executed.
Yeah, you bite on the run. Calarco's wide open, gets behind the secondary, and that's where you've got to remind your defense, read your keys.
Yep.
And
That's tough.
Wadsworth lucky they didn't get burned for a touchdown as the ball is placed at the 17-yard line.
Right now, I don't think Kenny's at quarterback. Oh, he's under center, which is new tonight. Hands off to Wesco. Almost taken down in the backfield.
Yeah, Zach Wise almost guessing from behind, but Zach knowing that that's actually a smart play, because if he grabs him by the collar, it's going to be a horse collar and a big penalty for Wadsworth. Ends up being a gain of 4 on the play.
Brings up 2nd and 6. Here's that catch.
Yeah, I mean,
he's had a monster night.
He's nearing 200 yards receiving on the evening.
High snap. Kenny does a nice job getting it down, handing it off, I believe, to Wesco.
Stoops on the stop for the Grizzlies. Mannix Wesco having a ball game here tonight. He's a workhorse, had 60 carries coming into the ball game here tonight. 3rd down and 1, so look for, I wonder if they are going to bring in Baugh. Grady Baugh, the 6 foot, 190-pound senior in the backfield.
It's 2 down territory, without question.
Look at this.
2 fullbacks, handoff. 28 gets the 1st down and more as he pushes the pile. That's Grady Baugh with the carry.
Yeah, we got a whistle and coming up.
And we got Kincaid.
Yeah, Sean Kincaid is
down
on the turf.
Yep.
And we hope the senior is okay.
And just got the wind knocked out of him.
Talked about North Royalton earlier today with their head coach, and I said, what's been the difference from week 1 through 5 and now 6 through 10? And he really has said these kids have never given up. Persistence, they've worked hard, they've come together as a family, they haven't pointed fingers, and they're playing with a high level of confidence right now.
And that'll serve them great in life. That's life. You got to keep grinding. It's a grind. You're going to lose a lot in your life. You just got to keep getting up every day. Every day is a blessing. Every day is a great day. And you got that choice.
Yeah, and they've worked hard, and now they're in a position to at least perhaps tie for a Suburban League National Conference title, but there's a lot of football left in this one. This one's been a good football game, 22-17 as you see the score. Sean Kincaid sitting up, that's a good sign, and see if he can get up and walk off the field on his own power.
Looks like they're looking at something on the right side. Cannot quite tell from here. A little gimpy on the right. Ankle, knee. Looks like more of an ankle, maybe. Good to see him walking off on his own power. So when the play resumes, North Royalton will have 1st down, ball on the 3. Here's a replay of the play.
Well, look at the face mask. Troy Myers being held there.
Hands to the face for sure.
For sure, yeah. As North Royalton will get it into the end zone and take the lead 23-22 here at Artwright with a PAT pending.
You wonder if he goes for 2 here to try to put it up by 3.
Yeah, I mean, that combination, that power eye in the backfield has worked. Why not?
Looks like there's a little bit of confusion here for North Royalton.
Yeah, play clock is running down to 10 seconds. Yeah, they may have to call. They're going to have to call a timeout. Yeah, there's no way we're going to get this play off.
Players onto the field. Down to 3 seconds, they're going to have to call the timeout, and they do. So an important either extra point or 2-point attempt with North Royalton leading 23-22.
We'll take another look here at the North Royalton touchdown as Coach Nick gets an explanation from the official. This is just Power eye left.
Find the hole. He kind of cuts back against the grain.
Yeah, nice blocking up front by that front five of the Bears, and nice read to cut it back to the inside.
Yes.
I mean, you know, you've got to be able, as a running back, you've got to have that vision. And now the Grizzlies find themselves down here in the second half by 1. We'll see what North Royalton will do coming out of this timeout.
As you see the replay of them cutting it back to the right.
And that's Baugh on the ball carrier.
Here we go. North Royalton going for 2. Ball placed on the 3-yard line. Kinney looks like he's going to come up under center. Pitch back. He's looking to throw it. He's got pressure. Throws it in the end zone. Intercepted. That's by, is that Madigan?
That's Stoops. Brian Stoops on the play. Stoops. A nice job defensively. That keeps certainly Wadsworth within a field goal to take the lead on this. And you kind of had a feeling the trickery was coming out. And the pressure by Madigan misses the tackle, but gets enough pressure on him. Actually, Stoops might have been out of bounds. He might have been out of play. He was. I believe he was, and he comes back in and makes the play. He's right on the boundary. I think he's okay. Yep, foot's in.
You see just a little glimmer of red.
Great camera work by our folks here atop the press box at Arkwright Stadium. Producer director John Bernard downstairs.
Tommy Hunt and Troy Myers back deep. With the momentum going to the North Royalton here, would you squib it? Squib kick it? Onside kick it?
I think you
kick it deep.
Yeah, you kick it deep, and your defense has been playing pretty well all night long. And here you go, Madigan just misses the tackle, disrupts the throw long enough, and Stoops able to make the play.
Hahn takes it 1 yard deep in the end zone to come out to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, I think you put a long field in front of Wadsworth. You make them drive the length of the field.
Which is almost going to be a must here. You got to get, at the worst case scenario, drive it a good 20, 40 yards, and then if you had to punt it in the North Royalton deep, that's one thing. You want to go down here and score 6.
I think from a confidence point of view, you've got to get in the end zone here if you're Wadsworth and give your defense time to collect themselves there.
You got Gray behind Hall. Low snap. Hall handles it, gives it to Gray. Gray is bottled up for short gain of 3, it looks like, from here.
Yeah, Roman Gambino on the stop for the Bears.
They sure pounded it up the middle, but North Royalton's done a nice job filling the holes quickly. Once there's a hole, very short hole there. Lemp coming in late, checking in. Now going to the top of the screen. Hall rolls right. Throw. Intended for Lemp, I think, on the sideline. Did he pull it in?
No, incomplete. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 7. Good coverage on the play by the Bears. Good coverage in general in the secondary.
And I think they're keeping Cooper Gray in there to help block and give him time. If you could sneak him out and give him a little time out of the backfield, that'd be a beautiful thing. Get him free in the open space.
McNeil is one-on-one on the near side against Jack Buchholz. They're going that way.
Hall thrown, caught, looks like by McNeil.
Yeah.
He picks up the 1st down. Does a great job just bringing it in and holding on to it for sure.
Yeah, that's the matchup you definitely wanted there because you're one-on-one, and Buchholz was giving McNeil a little bit of a cushion. So a good play by this Grizzly offense to convert into a 1st down.
Gray with the carry, right up the middle again, following his blockers, still on his feet and finally pushed down Looks like he may pick up a
gain of 6 on the
yeah,
play.
6.
Now they're going to mark him short, gain of 5 now.
Gray definitely the workhorse here tonight.
Gray and Calarco having great football games here tonight for the Grizzlies and the Bears.
Last few seconds here in the third quarter. Low snap once again. Little option. Kicked off to Gray. Ball's on the turf. Did it come out? They're calling it out. And the Bears have recovered.
And a flag is thrown, and I believe unsportsmanlike conduct against the Grizzlies. So that's, we talked about this last week, Robert, when Solon had a chance to go ahead and their sideline actually lost their cool and ended up costing great field position. And here's Cooper Gray. The strip is going to come by, might be number, there at the corner.
Well, I don't know.
Number 29.
It looks like he was down. I mean, here he goes. And
he is down.
He's down before that ball ever comes out.
Yep. He is down.
But they don't have replay here in high school. Here's a chance for the Grizzly defense to keep their head up. Hey, they've got to do it now. They got to stop the North Royalton here.
Logan Strait will be credited with the strip. Caused fumble. 1st and 10 now from the 31-yard line of the Grizzlies.
Momentum all going the North Royalton's way. Boy, big tackle.
Now that's Troy Myers on the stop.
And that's the end of the third quarter with North Royalton leading 23-22 over our Grizzlies.
Well, it's been a slugfest.
Slugfest once again. Those last 3-4 weeks have been crazy here at Arkwright Stadium.
Well, I think that's a testament, though, Robert, to how good overall this Suburban League really is. I mean, you look at the American Conference, really 2 schools, right? Hudson and Aurora. And then in the National Conference, you've got great parity between Highland and Aurora. But you've got Hudson, Nordonia, Wadsworth. Those 3 are always competitive. But, North Royalton here tonight coming off of a victory last week against Hudson.
High scoring, very competitive game last week for North Royalton.
So Wadsworth finds himself in another tight game at Arkwright Stadium. We talked about it earlier. Wadsworth is 4-0 at Arkwright this year. In those 3 of the 4 wins, there's only been a difference of 7 points.
Right. Yeah, we had the blowout against Medina earlier in the season here. But yeah, the last 3.
8 points. We had a 6-point win against Hudson and a 1-point win over Nordonia and Solon.
Here we go. Kenny looking to throw. Wide open receiver. That cannot be 88 again, is it?
It is. It is Calarco again.
Lemp finally gets him out of bounds, but after again just hurting the Grizzlies defense.
And he was wide open. There was nobody within 7 yards, and Stoops finally comes over, and Lemp is the one who actually gets credited for the tackle on that.
First down and goal inside the 10-yard line.
So North Royalton 4-5 on the season, 3-1 in the Suburban League.
Hand off to Wesco, cuts it back up to the middle.
Oh, he gets hit hard by Gavin Madigan coming up from that safety position.
Bollinger right there.
Jude Holler there. Jacob Ernest. Zach Wise. This fourth quarter is going to be won by the team that I feel is most physical at the line of scrimmage. You got to take care of the football here in the fourth quarter. We've not done that, so we can't check that box if you're Wadsworth, but a lot of football left.
Timeout. It must be
equipment.
Equipment, yep. Stop for Bollinger. Two receivers to the bottom of the screen for North Royalton. One to the top. Kenny looking to throw. Into the end zone, a wide open receiver, touchdown. That was the receiver in motion, number 8.
Ryan Haushauer on the reception, and just like that, the North Royalton Bears up by 7.
The extra point so important here for North Royalton, as you see the replay. So it'd be interesting, was that a secondary did not pick him up and adjust over, or was that a linebacker's responsibility at that point? It'd be interesting.
Yeah, typically at that point you're going to have a linebacker dropping in coverage in that area of the football field.
The all-important extra point. It is up and it is good. It gives the Bears a 2-point advantage if we can score a touchdown here. And that makes it 30-22, an 8-point advantage all total. So Grizzlies would have to score and get a 2-point conversion to tie. Plenty of time. 11:07 left in the game.
Now, Wadsworth has certainly been in this position previously against Hudson and Nordonia and Solon last week. And this is a football team that has shown resiliency all season long. And with 11:07 left, they're in a dogfight here tonight.
The Bears giving them everything they can handle at the moment and more.
Yeah, I think you're right. You've got to tip your hat to the North Royalton Bears. They've played a really good football game here tonight.
You said it earlier. They believe. When you believe, good things can happen.
Luong, I believe, has only had one kickoff returned here this evening.
And that was Han's good return. Kick is away.
This one will go halfway through the end zone. It's Wadsworth again with a long field in front of him. And I think you've got to find a way to get Calix Lemp the football and let him do some of his work there on the edge, because, you know, in Zach Wise, we haven't seen Zach Wise offensively. We did earlier in the season, but, you know, Jacob Ernest has had a good football game, but we haven't seen Instro but McNeil and Lemp. You've got to find a way to get the ball on the edge of those guys.
And also try to somehow get Gray to the outside. He has not been able to get to the outside. You know, everything's been in the middle for him, and the Bears have done a great job stuffing him in the second half here. So here we go. Fake jet sweep. Gray with a big hole up the middle. He's got the sideline taken down after a 15-yard gain as he crosses the 35-yard line.
Yeah, I give him 16 on the run, as they're going to mark it down at the 36-yard line. And that's a good play to start this drive for the Grizzlies.
Trips to the bottom of the screen, one receiver to the top, Gray in the pistol behind Hall. Feeding Gray once again, dragging.
Gray with another 9.5-yard gain. Wadsworth looking to go undefeated for only the 6th time in program history.
Gray with the carry, picks up the first down before he's taken down.
Now, this is what Wadsworth did last week against Solon in the 4th quarter. They just gave the Solon defense a steady dose of Cooper Gray, and they knew it was coming, and they couldn't stop him.
They're putting it on the backs of Jones, O'Connor, Fortner, Lucky, and Kaufman. The O-line for the Grizzlies right here, with Ernest and Wise in the H-back formation. Wow. He was hit in the backfield, probably could have been a 1-yard loss, but plows forward for maybe 4 yards.
Yeah, just, you know, one of those slippery running backs that, you know, you can't just grab him by the shoulder pads and rip him down. He's got this skill, this talent that somehow he escapes tacklers.
Pitch to him, going to the left, boy,
just like that.
Down.
Now that's Jack Buchholz coming from that corner spot.
Excellent job by him.
That's a good tackle. You know, that's what Coach Nick said earlier, he says, if we're going to win this football game, we've got to tackle. And specifically, he was talking about Cooper Gray.
Yeah, was trying to get the ball, a little pitch to the outside, get Gray on the outside edge. Did an excellent job shutting that down. Brings up a 3rd and 7 for the Grizzlies. Gray to the left of Hall.
McNeil on single coverage on the near side.
Fake to Lemp on a jet sweep. Over the middle. Down the sideline. Caught.
Gray, Cooper Gray to the 10.
My friend, I think someone said something about getting him out of the backfield and throwing a ball to him.
And here he goes. He'll sneak out of the backfield.
And gave Hall enough time for him to get down the sideline for a gigantic gain.
That brings up 1st and 10. Cooper Gray driving. Almost inside the 1.
What an effort by that young man. As I hear his father in the stands from here. If you ever know the Gray family, you know Father Kurt Gray. Love him to death. Love that southern deep voice of his. Look at that. Look at that effort.
He's just carrying number
Gray.
28, Grady Baugh.
O'Connor was trying to knock him into the end zone.
Ball at the 1-yard line. Jacob Ernest in the pistol.
Gray with the carry. In he goes for the touchdown.
Jacob Ernest, my friend.
6 points. We need 2. We need 2 points to tie this. I'm sure we're going to see an Ernest Gray check in here in a moment. Ernest Gray, Wise, 84 for the Grizzlies, which is a tied end. Anderson Tetzel, sophomore, 6 foot, 155-pound tight ends checking in.
Yeah, you're right. So Jacob Ernest gets the touchdown. He's going to stay on the field and play clock, plenty of time. As Jacob Ernest in the backfield, I think Zach Wise in the H-back position.
Lemp to the top. Ernest with a carry, met at the line of scrimmage. He fights it and gets in for 2. The Grizzlies do it. Ties it up.
Now that's the resiliency that we're talking about, and there's the young man that helped carry this Grizzly defense last week.
I knew it. You knew it. North Royalton knew he was getting the ball.
Yeah, you know, the problem there with Big 51.
Hit him high.
That's Stephen Woolman. You hit him high. And you can't take Jacob Ernest down when you're holding him around the shoulder pads because he's a strong man.
You're going to go for a ride. He did for 2 yards. Just enough to get it in the end zone to tie this up 30-all. Now this is where the defense needs to get the ball back. Hey, pick 6? Anybody?
I tell you what, this has been a game of emotional swings
Yes.
for both North Royalton and Wadsworth, and it's everything that you would ask for in a championship game.
I give every bit of the credit to North Royalton to come here and put this kind of fight up. They believe, and they're doing an excellent job. Win or lose, they should hold their heads high here tonight.
The last time a Wadsworth Grizzly team went undefeated was 2018.
Led by one Joey Boffman, if I believe I'm correct. Mr. Football.
Ball's taken at the goal line. One guy to beat. And
he's taken out of bounds.
And guess who? Calarco.
Just at the 39.
Calarco has been everything for the Bears tonight. And holy cow.
As he took that, he stepped back into the end zone. 1 foot was in, 1 foot was out when he took that. He chose to bring it out and was rewarded almost 40 yards in a return. Ball's going to be spotted at the 39. No give, no quit in these North Royalton Bears.
Now the fans here on Wadsworth getting into this, encouraging this defense. 1st and 10 now for the Bears at their own 39-yard line.
I believe that was Wasco.
Yeah, Wesco, I believe, on the carry. And that, again, Robert, I think this is going to come down to who's more physical up front. And obviously, Wadsworth won that last battle. And a gain of 4
I see down
Wesco.
Number 10, Grady Hughes, is checked into the secondary. Junior, 5'10", 155 pounds. He's on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, he's going to be matched up against Calarco.
Well, they're trying to find someone who can cover him tonight.
10-yard cushion.
Yes. Kenny looking to throw over the middle, and he's caught and decleated by Holler. Jude Holler just comes up and crunches him.
There's your Nestle Crunch of the week. Jude Holler with a big play that'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
That was a catch, and before he can make a step, he got hammered.
Well, you got to say, nice job. He doesn't bite on the run, which was going. The play action was to the right. He stays home and comes up and makes the big hit, lays some wood.
Brian Hauser does get up. Say, okay, I'll take that.
Again, this is going to come down to who's most physical.
3rd and 6. Kenny looking left to throw, throws, caught, 1st down, North Royalton.
Calarco again. Young man, if he's not at 200, is really close. Receiving yards for the night.
He is having a heck of a senior night for North Royalton.
5'10", 165 pounds.
Fresh set of downs for North Royalton. Kenny in the shotgun. Tight end goes in motion. Handoff. Oh, still on his feet somehow.
Lemp will make the stop.
I don't know how he gets out of that. Wow. The crowd here is stunned. Just seconds under 7 minutes to go in the game. North Royalton.
It's everybody right. You know, everyone's going to pull right, and you think right there, he's down.
He is completely down. 100% down. Yep. 2 bad calls. The fumble earlier and that. He was 100% down.
Yeah, we saw that earlier in the year, I believe in week 2 down in New Albany.
Bounces it out. It's going to be pushed out before he gets to the end zone.
Yeah, you know what? I can't fault the Grizzly defense on that prior play because his knee definitely was down. Unfortunately, the officials don't see it. They don't blow the whistle.
And the North Royalton running back did what he's supposed to do. Get up and go. And he did. Hey. Wow.
Second and 1. So North Royalton can get a 1st down as the ball is at the 2. They need to get to the 1.
They're going to try to chew up as much clock as they can and still score. Handoff. Up the middle, stopped.
He was down, his knee's down.
He's down at the 1.
And
we've seen that.
They're going to give him a 1st down, yeah.
Yep. 6:45 left in the game and ticking. Grizzlies with 3 timeouts.
Well, a turnover here would be wonderful as Coach Todd ponders offensively what his Grizzlies need to do, as it looks as though North Royalton is on the doorstep to another touchdown. What a football game.
Never say quit. Handoff. Bounces it in, is in, scores, touchdown. It's so important, extra point here.
That's Grady Baugh. Typically, as we mentioned earlier, they'll go to Baugh on the goal line, and they do just that. And boy, 36 points, I believe.
As you see, the Grizzlies defense did fire across, got across, but it was a delayed enough run that he found a little gap, and in he goes for the score.
Luong now on for the PAT.
Extra point is up and is good. North Royalton goes up once again. 7 points added on, makes it 37-30.
Yeah, plenty of time left though in this one. I mean, anything is possible with Wadsworth a quick strike offense.
Yes, I would want a nice slow at least 5-minute drive here to eat up the clock. This North Royalton offense has been hard to stop. Very forced them to punt maybe twice. I'm trying to think twice tonight.
So on the season, North Royalton has scored the most points against this Grizzly defense. 37 points is the most Wadsworth has given up on the season. Prior to that would have been 36 against Nordonia back on October 4th. Luong to kick.
Kick is away. This one may be returnable. Hahn has it. Gets to the 15 and taken down.
Got good coverage there by the Bears, and now Wadsworth once again with a long field in front of them, but you can't look at it as a long field if you're Wadsworth. You take it
10 yards at a time.
10 yards at a time, one play at a time. Down by 7, 6:01 left, and another tight one here at Arkwright. North Royalton.
Dig deep now, young men. Deep. Dig deep. Coaches remind them all the lifting you've done, all the running you've done. This is what's going to time to pay off. This offensive line is going to have to drive this Royals defense, North Royalton's defense back here. Here we go. Hall behind, Gray behind Hall. Lemp in the slot, bottom of the screen. Hall rolls right, he's got a guy in his face. Wow, that was dangerous.
That's an incomplete pass, and flag on the play. Pressure came from the left side of that Bears defense. Illegal substitution.
Loss of down.
Yeah, things not going well right now for this Grizzly offensive unit. Coach Todd wants an explanation, as the referee will come over and explain to him. I mean, the flag came in after the play.
I think illegal touching, I think is. Did he hit an offensive lineman with that pass? Is that what happened?
Well, he had pressure coming from his right. So pressure's coming there. Number 20, that's Wesco. He's bringing the pressure.
Yep. It hits 51. Here we go. Back to live action. Gray with a little pitch. He's got a little running room. Gets it back to the original line of scrimmage and a little bit more.
Yeah, that'll bring up about a 3rd and 7. Manageable 3rd down for this Grizzly offense as they'll quickly get back to the line of scrimmage.
Pitch to Gray going to left once again. He does get to the outside corner. Picks up the 1st down and more. Down the sideline he goes.
No flag on the play, and Cooper Gray with another big 1st down for this Grizzly offense. So going back to that penalty at the goal line, it hits Jordan Jones in the arm. And I believe
it must have been a screen pass at one time, because the linemen turn and just look as if, they're letting people go by.
No gain or a short gain on the play. 1 yard. Cooper Gray on the carry. 2nd down and 9. Clock continues to tick down here at Arkwright. Grizzlies down by 7. Boy, the North Royalton Bears played an outstanding football game thus far.
Cooper Gray, a workhorse here tonight. He's got to be pushing over 200 yards here tonight so far.
Pressure coming on the left side.
Pitch to Gray once again. He's got some running room once again. Picks up another 1st down. Ball's going to be close to the 50-yard line. 4:42 left in the game.
Tyler Rolls on the stop there for North Royalton. And the one thing that Cooper Gray has got this instinct as a running back is almost as he's got this sense of somebody's coming in from behind, and he'll tuck that ball away and protect it.
Hall rolls right. Caught by Lemp. Lemp's down the sideline. Touchdown, Grizzlies. He did a tightrope walk down the sideline to keep in the bounds. Lemp with the touchdown.
Now Logan Strait is on the coverage of Lemp, and Lemp gets behind him, and Strait misses an opportunity, I think, to just tip the ball.
Would you go for 2 here?
No, I think you tie it. You're at home, you go for the PAT and you tie it.
You have the beast in earnest. The beast, AKA hands.
Dinwiddie on for the PAT.
Good snap, kick is up. It is good, ties it all up. 37 all, 4:29 left. Now the defense has got to stop the offense. Our Grizzly defense has got to put a stop to this right now.
Yeah, if we could take another look at this touchdown reception by Calix Lemp if John has it downstairs, but what a big play by the junior receiver we talked about it earlier, how he's got to get into the passing game, and you'll see this just out of the reach there of Logan Strait.
Look at his feet,
and look at the focus of Lemp, and turns it upfield, looks back, nobody behind him.
Excellent job, young man. Way to keep your balance, your footing. He looks back and there was no one. He just jogged into the end zone.
Now he's done it all season long, and no bigger reception than that one right there. Ties it at 37 with the PAT. So Dinwiddie will kick it deep, we would assume.
Is that the 11th touchdown Lemp has had?
That may be yes, you are correct. 11th touchdown of the season for Calix Lemp.
Incredible season he's had.
So as North Royalton will look to answer back deep is Calarco, and he almost returned one to the house the last time he touched a kickoff from the foot of Jack Dinwiddie.
Be interesting. Who has more yards at the end of the night? The young man there, number 88,
Calarco
or Gray?
It's been a fun one.
Yes, it has. Jack Dinwiddie with the kick. Goes 2 yards deep in the end zone. No return kick. That's the very important thing there.
Yeah, you know, Calarco, he's the guy that's just beat us tonight thus far. I mean, we're tied at 37. Big defensive series for the Grizzlies.
And what do you do to try to cover him? I mean, we see now they switch a couple defenders on, put him to, do you try to shade Madigan more that way?
You know, that's something you could do. You could shift where Calix Lemp is. That's probably would be my better option. Get Calix on that side of the field where Calarco's lined up, because he's just been a Grizzly killer tonight. There's our
he's at the bottom.
Cheerleaders.
Yep, cheerleaders. Calarco's
there, look at that. Calix Lemp is on him.
Yep, on the bottom of the screen, nearest the bottom of your TV is Lemp and Calarco, number 88.
He's your best cover guy.
And they go right away from him.
Absolutely.
Nice 5-yard gain on first down.
Yeah, so now you got to have somebody over there. I think Bollinger on the stop, Jacob Ernest on the spot, Bryce Polchek there. Yeah, so you're going to see Calix Lemp. Now he's going to go to the short side of the field. And back on the near side.
Here comes Grady Hughes, who's going to cover number 88. Kenny hands it off. Some running room. First down's picked up. Chains will move.
Yeah, good push by the Bears offensive line to get to that second level. First down for Westco on the run.
Brady O'Connor. I see Kincaid is back in there.
That's good to see Sean back on the field his senior night.
Who I have not seen in there is one, I can't think of his name, Eli Kaufman. We saw him in the rotation a couple of games back. Kenny looks off to his right, thrown. Great coverage, incomplete pass.
Now I think that might be Lemp on that side on coverage, and it is. And Calix has had tremendous coverage all night long.
Regardless who he's covered.
Yeah. I mean, touchdown reception, couple of big receptions for first downs. 7-on-7 over there. Piazza was the intended receiver, and coming into this contest, he was the #1 target for Kinney.
That did stop the clock with the incomplete pass with 3:18 left in the game. Kinney looking left. Pressure. Still caught by guess who? At the 40, not a first down, it'll bring up, excuse me.
Third down at about 3. Yeah, Calarco, Calarco does a nice job because he's running his route and Kinney's in trouble and he comes back to the football.
Just seconds away from sacking Kinney.
This Wadsworth faithful, some of them on their feet, urging this defense in a big 3rd down and 3 now for the North Royalton Bears. Suburban League title outright on the line for the Grizzlies. A share possibly for the Bears.
He's got some room, first down.
Wesco on the carry, good enough for a first down, as my partner said. Coming up a little limp on the play as Gavin Madigan.
Madigan on the tackle.
Yeah, he's
working his way back in after missing the last 3 weeks on a high ankle sprain.
Here's Wesco again, and there's a hold on the left side. I'm going to tell you, folks, that one wasn't called.
Coach Todd's going to look back on this film. There's going to be a couple ones maybe sent up to officiating because there were a couple bad plays here.
Yeah,
calls,
you've
missed
got
calls.
Yeah, the one where his knee was down at about the 43, 44-yard line. No whistle blown. And
well, we also had the fumble that was clearly down.
2nd down and 4 now.
He should be about a half-yard short. It'll bring up 3rd and very, very short. Clock down to 1:32.
Jude Holler on the stop. Troy Myers on the stop.
The Bears have 2 timeouts left.
Checking in is Nicholas Dean.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage. Grizzlies just all over the line of scrimmage here. Nothing
and they
doing.
stopped him.
That's going to bring up 4th down.
Wait a minute. Let's see where they put the forward momentum.
I don't know if he ever even got to the line of scrimmage.
I don't think he ever got there.
They're calling it like he did.
No, he never even got there.
That is a completely horrible play call. I mean, not play call. Spot. That was horrible.
And Kinney just spikes the ball.
I'm not sure
why he did that, but it's 1st and 10.
Yeah, it's not like it's going to be reviewed.
We'll take another look at this.
To save a timeout?
Look where the ball is. It's about the 43. And we get good penetration.
He was stopped. Boy, it is awful close.
Yeah, he needed to get to about the 41, and maybe he did. Well, our apologies. 2nd down and 10 after Kenny spiked the ball. Wesco.
Still on his feet. What a run by the young man. Jude Haller on the tackle.
Yeah, that offensive line on the right side of the Bears, they're just
opening up
holes. And Wesco, not a really big guy. Here's Wesco, he's 5'7", 160.
So he's getting lost in there. Clock's down under a minute, 57 seconds. Can the Grizzly defense make the grand stand right here, right now? Kenny looking, throw back, crossed, caught, 1st down, knocked out of bounds, 50 seconds left.
Sean Kincaid on the coverage over there. Is that Wesco out of the backfield? I believe it is.
That's what it looked like. He rolled left, threw back over to the right.
So in the timeout situation, the Grizzlies have all 3 timeouts. North Royalton burnt 1 just a few plays ago. They have 2. Checking in is Nicholas Dean, the 6', 225-pound sophomore.
Stoops checks in, Hans checks out.
They're going to likely set up their field goal unit here. Ball will carry. Short gain on the play, Robert, as the clock continues to tick.
Timeout. Wadsworth. Bring up 2nd and 10.
I like this timeout.
Yeah, let your defense settle in.
Yeah, let them settle in, let them catch their breath.
Right now the ball's at the 13.
I think you're going to remind you guys, don't get caught with your eyes in the backfield. Look for the trick plays and just read your keys.
Read your keys. Try to keep them gaining anything more. Right now, that would be a 29-yard field goal attempt if they don't gain another yard. By what we saw in warm-ups and everything, the kicker definitely has that leg. But they have to start thinking, we've blocked several kicks this year.
Whereas Calarco, he's lined up on the left side, wide left on the near side.
High snap, handoff, stumbles. He goes in and scores. Touchdown, Bears. Oh my goodness, 39 seconds left in the game. And the Bears score maybe the go-ahead touchdown.
Well, the Bears spread us out. And that left side of that North Royalton line does a nice job creating a great running lane for Wesco. And 39 seconds left, as my partner just said. And North Royalton looking to go up by 7.
Kick is up. It is good. A 7-point lead with 39 seconds left in the game, with the Grizzlies' undefeated season hanging in the balance.
Yeah, it's so hard to go undefeated in the regular season here in the Suburban League. And North Royalton, when you look at their schedule this year and how they played some really good football teams. Maple Heights, they played North Ridgeville, obviously North Royalton, Nordonia, Hudson here in Wadsworth. But what you've seen is they have gotten better each and every week.
And you also see what happens when you start to believe.
Yeah. And
truthfully.
And the key for North Royalton coming into tonight was tackle, tackle, tackle. And, they've done a pretty good job thus far. However, 39 seconds left on the clock. Wadsworth with 2 timeouts, North Royalton with 2. And North Royalton with Luong. I mean, he's put it in the end zone all but once tonight.
Right.
Twice.
And if you can't put it in end zone, you better squib it. And I think they're going to have to kick it deep. Another replay. Oh, look at that hold right there up in the middle. Oh, my goodness. Now a holding call. Here we go. Kick is deep. Nope, it's going to hit squib.
Let it go out of bounds. Will it? Yes.
It goes out of bounds. Grizzlies will take over at the 35-yard line. 39 seconds because no one touched the ball. 39 seconds left. 2 timeouts. It could be done, ladies and gentlemen. It could be done.
Well, if you're North Royalton, you're definitely going to drop 6 guys, I would imagine, and keep everything in front of you.
Here's the extra point. Get back to live action here. 2 receivers at the top of the screen, 1 at the bottom. Hahn is at the top. Lemp is at the bottom.
Confusion defensively for the Bears.
Ball rolling left. Throws. Incomplete. I think it was intended for number 4, Maddox.
6 seconds burn off the clock, 33 remaining.
Hahn at the bottom of the screen. Lemp the slot at the top. Maddox at the top of the screen as well. got pressure, throws. Caught by Mr. Ernest.
They'll call a timeout. They're going to call it a catch.
They say
Wait, we
it
got
hit the
one
ground.
official calling saying it hit the ground. The other official.
Now it's waving it off.
Yeah, well, I know we'll get a replay of it. Plenty of time. He gets protection. Yep.
It's hard to
Hard
tell.
to tell. 3rd and 10.
25 seconds off on the clock. We haven't seen that earnest streak down the middle here. You have North Royalton 20 yards off the line of scrimmage. Hall has to roll right. He's got pressure. Throws. Almost intercepted by number 2. Intended for Lemp.
That's Andrew Jedicek on the coverage for the Bears. And your undefeated season comes down to 4th and 10 from the 35-yard line with 17 seconds remaining, down by 7. You've got time for really 2 plays here.
We're down to 13 seconds on the play clock. Empty backfield. 2 receivers at the bottom, 3 to the top. Hall throws, caught, and dropped.
That will do it. Tommy Hahn, the intended receiver.
North Royalton wins a share of the National League, Suburban League title. Excellent job by North Royalton. You got to take your hat off to them. They came in, they believed, and they accomplished.
Now, this is a team that started the season at 1-4, and they will finish at 5-5. But more importantly for North Royalton, they go home tonight as co-champions of the Suburban League National Conference, and a program that has shocked 2 very good football teams in 2 weeks. And
very good teams.
Yeah.
Now, we will be home next week without a doubt for a home playoff game against who? We have no clue now. This really muddies up the picture.
Yeah, it certainly does.
I had just a little birdie in my ear said that maybe now the best scenario may be a North Royalton rematch.
Yeah, very, very well could be. Yeah, because North Royalton was 14 coming into this football game.
And they're going to get all our computer points here.
Yeah.
And we're going to drop. Yeah, it could be a rematch.
Kenny will just go into victory formation for the Bears, and they come into Art Wright and upset the previously undefeated Wadsworth Grizzlies. And, you know, this is a sour finish for the seniors, my friend.
Absolutely. Shock. I mean, just complete shock. But, again, that's why you play the game. This Suburban League is just got good teams. You can never count anybody out.
Yeah, it's a grind, week in and week out. It doesn't matter who you play. And as I talked to both coaches before the football game, is, you know, no longer, when you get to week 10, Robert, you are no longer considered, quote unquote, a young football team.
No.
You're a seasoned team. You're a mature football team as you've grinded through not only 9 games, but the preseason and the 2-a-days and all of the work that goes on in the offseason. So as of right now, we expect to be back next week on WCTV.
Only chance of us not broadcasting is if Spectrum chooses to pick up the game. And they have the right in the playoffs to broadcast any game they want. And if they choose this game, you will not see us broadcast this live.
So once again, on senior night here at Art Wright Stadium in week number 10, the previously undefeated Grizzlies, they fall to the Bears of North Royalton High School, 44-37. We want to thank our camera crew here tonight at Art Wright that does a fantastic job week in and week out when we are on the air with you. I want to thank John Bernard downstairs doing all the magic for us and bringing us all the images and the replays. And for my partner, Robert Rickenbacker, I am Mike Elkins. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a good night, Wadsworth.
Good night, Wadsworth.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.